Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
The name is Law Nation. Cowboys expecting to release Ezekiel Elliott. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. That's what it appears to be. Come on. The name is Law Nation. Be sure on your way in to smash upon the like button. Also, we're going to talk about Gilmore and what he brings to the table as well. Appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. Come on. Mama said there will be days just like this. Come on. It's that time. Shout out to Notification Squad. Y'all continue to squad up for your boy. It's the road filler. Continue to squad up for your. Press that like button one more time for your mom. Come on. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. Let's go. All right. So for those who've been hiding under a rock and don't have notifications on with the Dallas Cowboys, it is expecting that news was released about an hour ago. It's expecting that Ezekiel Elliott will be released. Now, you guys know my stance on this. I'm always on record of saying that, hey, there's nothing wrong with getting rid of Ezekiel Elliott. Just make sure you replenish. Make sure you replace those productions. Yes, I get it. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie will say, hey, man, anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Remember the whole situation and scenario back in the days in 2014? Oh, man, DeMarco Murray, 1,800 yards. Anybody can do that. Now, granted, Ezekiel Elliott didn't have 1,800 yards, by the way. He didn't have that. He did have 12 tubs. And remember what happened the following year. The dude said that, yeah, I can do that. There was a lot of meat that was left on the bone. And he ended up stealing cologne and draws from the North Park Mall. So,
bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So is it quite possible that the Cowboys can go out there and find someone else? Yes, it's quite possible, man. But at this time, when you're doing your evaluations and when you're looking at everything and you're covering everything from A to Z, you got to make sure that you are secure. Because if not, it's going to be. Damn. What's going on? What's going on, baby? Whoa, that's what exactly it's going to be. But let's listen to these boys over here, man.
For the Dallas Cowboys over the last several weeks, Ezekiel Elliott, who has been their franchise running back, one of the faces of their franchise, may have in fact played his last down with the Dallas Cowboys. My understanding is the decision, which is coming at some point soon. Jerry Jones expected to meet with Ezekiel Elliott and come to some sort of decision. But sources tell me the likelihood is the Cowboys move on from Zeke Elliott. Simply cut him rather than offer him a pay cut, just out of respect for what he's done to the team and really the fact that he has been one of the best players in football and certainly one of the best players on their team for the last several years. Likely to be designated a June 1 release for cap reasons, again, it is possible that, even likely, that Zeke Elliott has played his last down in Dallas.
Damn.
That could exactly be the situation and scenario, y'all. And why it's bad for the Cowboys to have that as their last play for Ezekiel Elliott, because the last time I saw Ezekiel Elliott, good old Kellen Moore had that brother lined up as a center. You know, that's a disgrace to how he had him lined up as a center. That, my friend, is very, very alarming and crazy in its whole totality of it, man. Here's the thing. Now, a lot of people could be getting in front of this news. There is still a little lean way toward the aspect of keeping Ezekiel Elliott and not giving him the cuts or what have you, or releasing him, because none of this is official. And what a lot of times the team like to do, Cowboy Nation, is they like to put out fillers. They like to see how the vibe and everything is going on with these particular team, with the vibes of it, right? So they'll put out a filler. They'll say, hey, you know, we expecting to release him. And when the whole time they're expecting to keep him, right? We are expecting to get rid of him, and they are just trying to test the waters on the fan base on how they feel about their running back. Now, a third of you guys are already looking at this thing and saying, "Law, you know, it is what it is with this Ezekiel Elliott thing." Why? Because when you look back at it and you say to yourself, even with Ezekiel Elliott, you got to say, all right, can we get better at this spot? Yeah. Can we get better at wide receivers? Yeah. Can we get better at offensive line? Yeah. You know, all of those things count. But at the end of the day, if the Cowboys are not doing what they're supposed to do, then we will see these type of things happening over and over again, being complacent with our thought tracks on all of that. All right? So stop. That's just what it is. Mr. Antoine Wright says, if we have no backup plan, this is stupid. I feel you, but here's the thing is with all of this. I think that the Cowboys, saving grace would be these things right here. You absolutely got Will McClay. You absolutely, let me say this again, you absolutely got Will McClay. And on top of that, you did this right before the draft. Let me say this again. You doing this right before the draft. This is not after the draft, so you got a chance to go back and look at your list of guys that you feel that can help this team out. And on top of that, you can look at it on the second wave of the free agency after the draft. There will be somebody released, somebody that got some type of pedigree to their name that you can bring in. Keep this in mind, too. We don't know what the market will say for Ezekiel Elliott. He removed all of that by not having the trade clause on his contract, right? There's no trade clause for his contract. So with that being said, he can literally be released, no one take a poke at him, and then the Cowboys can pick him right back up for a cup of coffee. That can flat out happen. Have you seen something like that happen before? Yeah, Fletcher Cox. They released him, and although they had, pre-planned the ideal of bringing him back, no one really was giving him a crazy contract, and he re-signed up with that particular team. Now, far as Ezekiel Elliott being released and who would be interested in Ezekiel Elliott at the right price would be, hearing the people from the actual Eagles community, they would love to have Ezekiel Elliott on their team. All right, so let me see how we go right here. Okay, I love hearing this news. I love news cycle. I love going live around this time frame. Let me see what we got here. Let me go pull this one up. Okay, what he's saying right here. He says, how would you feel about the Cowboys giving up a pick 26 for Broncos Jerry Jeudy? Oh my God. Hey, let me tell y'all this right here.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Ain't no way, man, the Broncos going to get a first-round draft pick for Jerry Jeudy. I like Jerry Jeudy. I like what he brings to the table, but not a first. Not a first. I don't think that the Cowboys should do that one. No. I'm going to poll y'all. You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel for Jerry Jeudy for a first round? Then, if that happened, the Broncos would literally they'd be yelling,
Hey, stop, please, come back,
ain't
please.
no way, dog. A third, maybe. So you mean to tell me if that's reverse hustling right there. Appreciate you, Aaron. You know what I'm saying? The second round is pushing it a little bit, but I will see, all right, I'll give up my second, but not my first. No, not my first. Because then in return, you have to go back. You got to go back and pay the man, right? You getting them off the hook. And granted, I would rather for the Cowboys with the 26. I'd rather for the Cowboys with the 26 pick draft a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? You know. With the 26th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Zay Flowers. You know what I'm saying? I won't do that. Far as now, that's just me. That's my thoughts on it. You know. Now Jerry Jeudy next season can ascend and do all type of crazy numbers, and they say, "Hey, Law, what about that first round pick?" No, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna do that for right now. The dude never had 1,000 yards, right, in 1 year, and he never had north of 7 touchdowns in one season. His most touchdowns was 6, and I'm not saying that he's bust or he's washed up or anything, that he was a horrible draft pick for the Broncos. They had their sets of demons over there and circumstances that wasn't up to snuff, but no. And when I look back at what Jerry Jeudy can bring to the table, yes. But at the same time, this Jerry Jeudy right here inside the slot, we had this video playing the other day. Yes, that would be nice and all, but man, I would rather not give up my first round draft pick for that. You know, I've been paying attention to how teams move, and I like to ask back on how the Kansas City Chiefs been moving during this offseason. They re-solidified the interior on the offensive line, and then they went and re-solidified the interior on the defensive line. I do like to build from the inside out. One of the bigger things that we have an issue with will be our interior play, and I'm looking at it like this, ladies and gentlemen. If we can pump the brakes on some of these skill set players and go out there and grab an offensive lineman to help this offense out or a defensive tackle to help this interior defense out, then those things can play pretty or pay dividends for us. And that could be a good situation for us, but not a first. Not giving up a first for Jerry Jeudy. I'm not. I like what he brings to the table, but I think that what we need to do here is figure out ways to better the team from the interior, and then we can go out here and get things going in a different perspective. All right, so here's my thoughts on Ezekiel Elliott once again, because I know a lot of people saying, hey, man, did you hear about the news with Ezekiel Elliott? Once again, we're going to circle back to Zeke. All I'm saying is make sure that the Cowboys got to make sure that they replenish. Is it an easy task to replenish what he did? One can argue and say, hey, Law, hey, man, anybody can do that, short yardages and things like that. Yeah. But at the same time, here are the things that we have to do in order to make this ride a whole lot smoother. We talked about on the final word last night, we talked about these things right here with the offensive line. And most of us said that, hey, it's easier for a tackle to transition to guard, right, versus a guard transitioning to tackle from the draft. So I said, if that is the situation and scenario, then I'm looking at this draft primarily looking at tackles. And why am I switching from tackles to running backs? Well, here's the thing. I truly believe the best way to help out this running back group, regardless if you're going to roll out Pollard and just my guy Malik Davis, then you have to make sure that your offensive front is secure. And the best way would be making sure that you solidify that role with your team. Don't play musical chairs. Keep in mind, write these things down, because this is not an opinion. This is 1,000% facts, not an opinion. 4 out of the 5 guys on their front 5 moved around last season. Some way, one way or another, they were hurt. Now, this is a war of attrition. I get all of that. But if you want to improve your running back room, hear me out, improve your offensive line. And just for a cookie, if you want to improve your quarterback play a little bit too, improve the offensive line. Let me repeat this again. If you want to improve those running backs as well as the quarterback, improve your offensive line. Now, I don't know whether or not these guys, Broderick Jones, Parrish Johnson Jr., I know Skoronski, he's going to be gone way before the 26th pick. DeJuan Jones, you got Anton Harrison. You got some guys that's out there that you can go out there and grab. And you got Darnell Wright. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at this list of top-tier tackles that can be playing in this particular system to help us. But here's the choice. You got the 26th pick. And you got to figure that out. If not, then let me let my guy say that one more time. Hey, say it for me.
Damn.
And let me add a horn to it, baby. Boy, you better figure it out, Cowboy Nation, because this world will not care for you. Because what I've seen, that even with the quarterback, one of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League, Pat Mahomes, what was the first move they made? Baby? This offseason? Hey, let's re-solidify the offensive line. Hey, let's re-solidify the defensive front too. So you got to be ready for it. And this world don't care about your shortcomings. They don't care about your excuses. They don't care about who you got to pay. You're going to have to figure it out, Cowboy Nation. All right, so as far as running backs, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a strong chance that Gibbs will be there with the 26th pick. Do you roll with my guy Gibbs? You know, roll Tide if you do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Do you roll with Gibbs? Do you roll with him? Do you roll with Zach Charbonnet? You know what I'm saying? Tank Bigsby. Do you roll with those boys? Or do you like that dog, Kenny McIntosh? Because I heard he came over there and they was working him out on the side with Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Gibbs the best running. Ooh, wee. He said, so APJR says Gibbs the best running back in the draft. My gosh, man, you put it all out there, huh? Yes, indeed. Look at it I got right here, man. Daydon says, roll Tide, Alabama. That's the quickest way to forget about Zeke, right? Go ahead and get somebody. No. Now, here's what I look at when I talk about running backs, right? There's a scale that you can all use, ladies and gentlemen. And that scale is with facts, with proof, and with historical data, and everything else, not opinions. Typically, running backs' lifespan from an elite status, great status, to good status, to just all right status to, all right, yeah, that person trash status, is 3 years. Now, if you are in an elite running back, you can spread your 3 years out to maybe 6 to 8 years before you see, hey, what's going on with that? He used to burst and get upfield, right? And then you drop down a level from elite to, all right, he's a great running back. And then if you coming into the draft as a great running back, you can drop down to, et cetera. That tiers drop down every year, believe it or not, because running backs spots on the national football level tends to dissipate every year, year to year, regardless of whether or not you came out elite or not. So if you are looking at a running back out of the first round, hear me out. You got 3 years to see all of the goodness and the greatness from that said running back, right? And normally when we look at these things, and this is from a normal situation, what I'm saying, especially if they don't have a scheme that they can run from or run with, you are looking with your first round draft picks, regardless of the nature, 5 years. That 5th year option is such a valuable stake. Now, I'm going to say this. The career spans that last the longest, quarterbacks, you can throw in defensive backs, and then the next tier from there, defensive ends, right? We're seeing those boys last forever. And then I think it's defensive tackle or offensive line. You can throw offensive line in there because we've seen 40-year-old offensive linemen out there. But you got to look at it like that. Which spot in a person or player career lasts the longest, and how I can get most of the bang for my buck by drafting the first round draft guy, right? Versus drafting a second round draft guy. That 5th year option means everything, and I'm gonna break it down a little bit further. Robinson says Gibb is a McCarthy type back. Lacey was a Bama boy, Law Nation, physicality, soft hands, and breakaway speed. Now, Robinson, I get with what you're saying. But I think Eddie is two Gibbs, right? Because Eddie was a big boy, and Jahmyr Gibbs is right at what, 205 at most, or 195 at minimum, or smaller. So I feel what you're saying, but the type of back that Gibbs is he is a, in my opinion, a Kamara clone, right? Eagles not that dumb. This is from my guy JV. I do know we heard storylines. Did they release Slay? Did they release Slay, y'all? Let me know. Did they release Slay? Did the Eagles release Slay over there? Sean Black says no more running backs in the first round. All right, let me explain this before I lose thoughts on the first round picks and why they're such a valuable situation. First round draft picks, such a valuable situation. Then we'll talk about that comment. First round draft picks are such a valuable situation because just like we got with Trayvon Diggs versus my guy CeeDee Lamb, by you having the 5th year option for CeeDee Lamb, you can literally hold feet to the fire with CeeDee Lamb, pay Diggs first, and then work that out, right? You can work that out. Oh, my God. Slayers, go!
Damn!
No! Whoa! Do y'all like my new drop button, by the way?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Hey, man, do y'all like my new drop? Give me a thumbs up if you do. But here's the thing. I can hear the Eagles laughing now at themselves and trying to say, oh, man, he gave up big plays now. They going to try to reverse it. Slay! Slay! You all right, Slay? Slay! You getting too old for this, Slay! Oh, my gosh, man. Oh, my gosh, man. if Slay had any dog in him, he would call up Dan Quinn and say, all right, hey, man, I want to play against the Eagles twice a year. Hey, I just want to be part of greatness, man, with the silver and blue on. I want to talk noise about y'all, but I really like the Cowboys. And you know how it goes. I grew up loving the Cowboys. He can literally moonwalk, backpedal, and come on over here for a cup of coffee. Oh, my gosh. Is it official yet, Lawrence? You didn't type it in, right? So it's not official, right? Oh, my gosh, man. Slay may be, okay, he may be released today. Okay. He might be, okay. Okay, so he's still here, man. Okay, he's still here. Okay, all right, I'm gonna leave him alone. But they did re-up Bradbury, right? They did re-up Bradbury. Is that real? Did they re-up Bradbury over there? Did they? That bird go, man. Yeah, all right, so we got to wait till 4 o'clock. Okay, good, because this is when all of the sweet stuff come around. Yeah, so Bradbury's back. So I can guarantee you CeeDee Lamb is going to catch a touchdown versus the doggone Eagles. I guarantee you that CeeDee Lamb is going to burn up that berry. I guarantee you, you know. CeeDee like, oh, hey, one more time, y'all, one more time. CeeDee said, damn. Oh my gosh, man. Slowly. You know what? My let me see. Somebody said, oh yeah, my guy McKee. Don't y'all know this is the most underrated comment of the day right now, of this minutes right here. Y'all love to see the Eagles falling apart, laughing out loud. You know what I love about this? I love the slow motion of it falling apart. It's the slow fall apart because I ain't gonna even lie, man. Y'all check on the Eagles, man, community, because I would rather for a fast, quick, boom, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Versus the slow falling. You know what I'm saying? The slow feather being plucked one feather at a time. I guarantee you that hurt. They plucking them feathers one at a time. It ain't like they pulling the feathers out all at once. You know what I'm saying? Because when we lost, man. We was mad at each other, man. Dak Prescott was throwing it to the 49ers like they were the number one receivers over there, and he couldn't lean forward to get the first down. You know what I'm saying? We abandoned the run. Tony Pollard got hurt. All of that happened in one fatal swoop, right? But the Eagles, they've been getting their feathers plucked one at a time. I know that hurt, man. Oh, man, it hurt my ears, man.
Damn.
It's the slow fall for me, man. The slowest fall from grace. Oh, my gosh, man. Let me leave them boys alone, man. Let me leave them alone. But I can't make this stuff up, man. All right. So what we was talking about? We were talking about, yeah. Oh, my gosh, man. Hold on. Let me say this one time. Before a few of the Eagles jumped over and said, hey, man, Gilmore is washed, man. watch what Slay and Bradbury can do. Now they retracting their comments because they always in my comments, so they going back to my YouTube page and taking the comment down. This right here, man, is the funniest thing of all times, man, because they were trying to take a dump on us when they needed to take care of themselves. Y'all got Gilmore, he's washed, Law. Oh my gosh, man. All right. Hotspot Casino states that the Dallas has to draft Hyatt by any means necessary. Hyatt will stretch the defense, help CD and Gallup, and he has excellent hands and runs identical to Jerry Rice. Hey, man. Hey, Hotspot in Casino, man. If that the case, what round was Jerry Rice drafted in? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I appreciate your support, man. But I don't see that, man. I like Hyatt. I do. He's faster than Jerry Rice, by the way. I think Jerry Rice ran a 4.67 or 4.7 something, So he's faster than Jerry Rice. I think he can stretch the field. I think that he can do those things, but I'm not finna put him in the same room as Jerry Rice, though. I'm going to let him earn he was a third-round draft pick. So Hyatt in the third round, baby. What a steal, baby. No disrespect to Hyatt, but if we do go with Hyatt, first would be kind of early, in my opinion, hot spot. But if you go grab him in the second, I would digest that a little bit more. I would be able to figure out what we can do with that in the second round. We normally gamble in the second round anyhow, and every other year the second round draft pick hit for us, or every other year. So I wouldn't mind him being a second round wide receiver. But the 26th spot, that's going to be too much for the young brother. Too much. And we're going to be going over wide receivers today. Me and Ash, we're going to be going over wide receivers. So I got a few guys that's ahead of Hyatt. I got A.T. Perry ahead of Hyatt. I got Tank Dell ahead of Hyatt. Josh Down, Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, Jackson Smith, in Jigba. I got a lot of guys, man, that's ahead of Hyatt. And I don't see those many wide receivers getting drafted in the first round, by the way. I even got the kid Michael Wilson over Hyatt, believe it or not. And right behind Hyatt, I got Tyler Scott. So it's a lot of things that can happen, man. But BPA all day. Yeah, if that's the best player, then that's the best player available. But I doubt it if they see Hyatt as that best player available at 26. I could be 1,000% wrong. Hyatt can come into the National Football League and put it on fire. Then Hotspot going to be like, hey, man, you should have listened to what I said, bro. I told you. He's the next. He run like Jerry Rice. Shoot. All right, my guy, Mr. Jackson. All right, where does Zeke rank all time as a Cowboys running back? I have him behind Emmett and TD at that number 3 spot. Organically, as far as his numbers and everything, I think he's right behind Tony Dorsett. Where y'all got him? Where y'all got him at? Where y'all got Zeke at, y'all? Let me know. Yeah, let me know for my guy, Mr. Jackson. Where y'all got Zeke at? As far as his numbers. Baker Mayfield is now A Buccaneer, yeah. I think drafting Darnell Washington, would be good, yeah. Emmett had blocking, okay. Third on that list. Yeah. Old school Cowboy fans still have TD as the best running back. Period. Even better than Zeke. Even better than Emmett. Some old school, I've talked to a few old school fellas, and they had him up there. But Emmett played so long and was so well at what he did and done for the organization, just crazy. He's fourth. So Albert Flores, man, give me your complete list then. Give me your complete list. Barber was better than Zeke. Barber didn't have a long stay at that top like Zeke. You know what I'm saying? Al Kareem Turner says, come on, stop it, fam. Yeah. All right, so, yeah, TD at his time was second to none, man. And for what TD was able to do for us, man, shoot. That old school here, old school gonna be like, yeah, like the dude that called yesterday. Shoot, he said, man, he was here before the Cowboys played, before the Cowboys were ever made in 1959. He was rooting for the team, and the team started in 1960. So he was there before they were started. Yeah, that guy, man, my guy from East Texas, man, shoot. Yeah, Cowboys was founded in 1960s, and he was the Cowboy fan in 1959 when they was talking about putting the name in as far as the color scheme. He was there, Calvin Hill, I forgot about Calvin Hill. Yeah, Calvin Hill was pretty good. All right, Troy Hambrick, man, y'all dirty, man. Y'all some dirty SOBs, man. Tashard Choice, Felix Jones. Yeah. Boy, y'all some dirty people, man. All right, let me get to my guy, man. Let's talk about my guy, Stefan Gilmore. I did film analysis on him a few while before I got a chance to go live, before all of the news broke, and kind of hurt the algorithm because nobody wanted to hear about my guy. Everybody wanted to hear about the whole storyline with the aspect of Zeke being released. And I did the tape and the film analysis. Let me just see if I can restart it. Hold on, y'all bear with me. We're going to restart it. We're going to restart this film. And my film analysis was on this guy, Stefan Gilmore. And you guys can check it out on my Facebook and Instagram. I believe that the Cowboys, when they got Gilmore, they solidified the back end of their particular defense. Experiences goes a long way. And when you got a guy like Gilmore that can erase one half of the field or a side of a field, that means everything. In the last 5 years, he only allowed 100 yards one time. So one time in the last 5 years, he allowed 100 yards in one game. And that happened 4 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. 4 years ago. So when we start talking about multiple touchdowns allowed, this dude right here that you see on your screen, he don't allow multiple touchdowns. He don't allow that at all, ladies and gentlemen. And when we start talking about the small things that the Cowboys need to improve at, it's not a lot. When you take a 6'1", 205-pound Stefan Gilmore and you put him out there on the field and you say, okay, take away the best wide receiver. Don't y'all know that the most yards he allowed in one game last season was week 3, and they tried him. They tried them, the Kansas City Chiefs. And the most yards was 77 yards, and that was week 3. Everywhere else, they don't attempt to throw it his way. Everywhere else, the most completions that he allowed in one game was 6. And that ended up being out of 12 targets, giving up 63 yards. So when you start looking at that, is that washable? Is that wash player? No. But when you look at his tape in general and you start thinking of, okay, do I have a guy that can come down and field? Yes, you got that out of him. Do I have a guy that you can lie one-on-one, mano-a-mano on the outside? And if the quarterback try to feed it in there dumbly, then, yeah, he going to take that ball away from you. Now, granted, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he only had 2 interceptions last season, and the 2 guys that he caught the interception from played similar. Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott. Both of those boys just ain't any good, Lord. I feel y'all. But I'm telling you guys right now that Gilmore is that dude that will make you pay. Here he is at the top versus my guy, Michael Gallup. He sits on the hip, got his hands inside. He redirect, and he going for that ball. And this should have been a pick right here. Should have picked this one off, ladies and gentlemen. As we look back at it, you know what I'm saying? Don't attempt to throw it Gilmore's way. And that's what I said when we were doing the play-by-play analysis. And then Dak Prescott going to try to go back to him once again. And good things just tend to happen to those good DBs when they are playing in phase, right? Bumped him off of his route. And you can get physical at the top of your route. And he did just that. Although I'm streaming, P.I., you know what I'm saying? But in actuality, Gilmore got a right to that spot on the ball. He got a right for that spot. And, of course, I'm going to point out this right here. Schultz wide open in the bottom of the flats right there. But that's 3rd and long. You don't think he's going to get that anyway. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. When you attempt to throw the ball Gilmore's way, good things happen for your defense because either he's going to bat it up in the air or he's going to pick it off or he's going to make you look foolish for trying to attempt to throw the ball his way. And that's just what it is. Yeah, that Michael Gallup. He saw him slip sliding. My guy, Michael Gallup, man. All right, so I done held y'all long enough, man. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how you guys feel about all of this stuff that's going on. You already know the hotline brought to you by Mint Mobile, 657-390-7391. Y'all keep me updated, too, on any late breaking news that's happening throughout the day. Let's go. Come on. Appreciate y'all for your supports and everything. Come on. 657-390-7391. It's the hotline for your mind, baby. Come on. Son of God, not a son of Sam. Keep it off the books and keep it coming in.
There are 6 participants in the conference.
Come on.
Please announce yourself.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down.
Only the ones that down for me, baby.
Keep it super thug my way on this side. Keep it super thug my way on this.
Watch how this beat come in.
Call
Yeah.
my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for.
Here we go.
Down for line. Keep it super thug my way on this side. Keep it super thug my way on this side. Heard you moving funny, had to cut you off. Had some more friends like my brothers.
All right, y'all. All right. All right, man. I got my guy who's been a hell of a caller for these last few weeks. Always willing to fight people left and right with some, objective analysis. I love his approach to it. From the 903, from the 908, I meant to say. My guy, Swayze, you live.
What's going on, Law? How
Nothing
about
to
the
it.
Cowboys?
How
We're
about
back.
it, man?
We're back.
We're back.
This is literally the greatest offseason we had in the last 5 years.
True.
They have done everything that I've asked. I'm talking about everything. The only thing I disagree was the Tony Pollard giving him the franchise tag. I feel like we could have signed him for way less. But hey, you don't want to make that particular risk. So I understand. The Stefan Gilmore for only a 5th round. Like, he's a solid cornerback who can be elite in big-time games. Again, he's a solid cornerback who can be elite in big-time games. Mm-hmm. So, like, I think that's going to solidify the back end. I think we have the best secondary in the NFC. I do think that running back that's going to be easy to fill Ezekiel Elliott's shoes. I think getting a running back in the 1st and 2nd round, preferably. Yep. If we can move up to get Bijan, I would love that. That would make the offense pretty solid from that end. I don't necessarily. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if this is me, I'm pushing the chips on the table. I'm getting one of those Broncos wide receivers.
Getting one of them, man. But not for a first round. Like, they want, like, it's reported they want 26.
Do you want to give a first round for Jerry Jeudy?
Would you give up the 26th pick for Jerry Jeudy right now?
Yes, I would. Yes.
Now make your case. Yes, make your case for it. Make your case for it right now.
I mean, Jerry Jeudy been playing with scrubs at quarterback. Dak Prescott's way better than Russell Wilson.
Okay, that's good. That's 1 point. Okay, keep going.
Also, again, like, he's gonna be playing underneath the dome. He get to move a little bit faster.
Okay. That'll
make our wide receiving core. It'll be a Dak friendly offense. Like, someone that can catch the ball and give you some yak. To me personally, like, I'm pushing all the chips on the table, man. Like, it's either are you with Dak Prescott, are you fully in on Dak Prescott, or are you not? If you're fully in on Dak Prescott, give him every single resource you can. They give Matthew Stafford every single resource. They give when Tom Brady last year, they gave him every single resource. Give him every single resource. Let's push the chips on the table. I want to go to the Super Bowl. I don't want to just go to the divisional round. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get it. Like, so to me personally, I think this grade I give the Cowboys. I give this a B plus.
A B plus. All right. So here's my only pushback on this. I like Jerry Jeudy, by the way. I would do this. It won't be for this year's first. I would give the Broncos a second with conditions, right? I would say, hey, we would give you, and I know they're trying to clear up cap space because they don't want to pay that man, right? And the 5th-year tender for him is still at $19 million. So they don't want to do all of that. They have their reservations on Jerry Jeudy. I would tell them, man, if it got to be some type of conditions with this, maybe we'll throw in a player. What do they need over there? Maybe we can say, I'll give you a second and we'll throw in Jordan Lewis or something like that. It'll help us free up some cap space on our end, and it will help, you know what I'm saying, them free up some things on their end. But I wouldn't just do a straight up first. It can't be a straight up because that's too much of them winning. I don't want the Broncos to win.
But like, I understand why you don't want to give up a first, but like, sometimes it costs to be the boss.
It do.
If you want to be the boss, then sometimes it's gonna have to cost. Like, I guarantee you, it's people in the Eagles situation that was like, "Hey, why are you giving up so much to AJ Brown? Like, he good, but that's because of Derrick Henry. He's not getting double teamed.
And Julio Jones on the other side, distracted.
Yeah,
I feel you, man. But
so what you think about the offseason so far? Like, what do you give a grade?
I'm gonna say, like I said last night, man, I give it a incomplete right now. I still want them to do more, right? Like still, technically, we haven't made any outside free agent moves. This was a trade, right? So we haven't made any outside free agent moves. Only free agent moves we did was all internally. Like we read up Dono. I like that aspect for it. LVE will only work if we solidify that defensive front, find a big defensive tackle to put inside, that would make everything else feel wonderful. But so far, we are heading in the right spot, though.
All right, so what about this? Would you give up a first? Would you give up 2 firsts, right? Would you give up 2 firsts for an elite defensive tackle?
2 firsts this year, next year first?
Hypothetically, yeah. This year, the next year. Like, would you give up 2 firsts for an elite defensive tackle? I'm talking about he's someone that you could be like, he's going to a Pro Bowl every year. He's an All Pro. What about let me give you this caveat. what if, because the Rams are selling right now, they are in rebuild mode. What if the Rams call your phone and say, hey, we on a sell mode, like we on rebuild mode. Give us a first this year, and we'll give you Aaron Donald. A first and a second round pick this year for Aaron Donald.
I think Aaron. Here's my only thought on Aaron. I think he clocked out, and they try to put money to make him feel like he want to play again. You know, I think I don't see the drive in Aaron Donald that much, man. So that will be them winning. And unfortunately, I hate to say no to Aaron Donald, though, Swayze.
Yeah, but his non-drive is still.
I know. Let me see.
Pro status, right?
yeah, but shoot, now he's going to a warmer climate. You know what I'm saying? Dallas area. Sometimes I get mad in Dallas just by being in traffic. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go there. I'm trying to go to Grand Prairie, man, and it's just stuck in traffic, man. And I'm sitting there like, what's in the way? And it's just a dog crossing the street, and everybody want to watch the dog. So, and it's hot and bubbly. So it's not like that in L.A. You know what I'm saying? So the weather's nice, and you can still go to the beach out that way. So I don't know, man. I don't think he's going to root up everything.
I just want to make some moves because, like, Aaron Rodgers, he's basically going to the AFC. He's going to the New York Jets, basically. So we gonna have it's gonna be no quarterbacks in our way, elite quarterbacks in our way.
Right.
The Eagles just gave up Darius Slay. They having a hard time keeping up with their cap. I just think in general, like the iron's hot. Like, let's strike, let's will and deal. Let's not. Oh, let's draft someone in 2 years, 3 years from now. He's going to be Let's get it now. Let's get these vets in, man. I'm ready to win a Super Bowl, man. It's been
no doubt.
I'm 27.
Man. Yeah, I feel you,
bro. I'm 27.
Bro.
Like I've been watching the Cowboys since 2002, since Emmitt Smith broke the record. So
wow.
It's like damn, like I didn't even get to see my team go to the NFC Championship.
No doubt, man. I feel you, Swayze, man. But I'm gonna let these other callers on, man. Good call, man, from you, fam. Talk to me tomorrow sometimes, bro. Salute, bro.
I got you.
Yeah, it's a good call from a man. Somebody said a very clever conversation about instead of Jerry Jeudy, what about Cooper Kupp? You know, his father played, or his grandfather, somebody played for the Cowboys. You know, that probably would be a good look right there, man. And then that's surrounding your team with unbelievable talent, right? You know, oh my gosh, man. He would be your underneath guy. He'll fit well in West Coast systems. He knows West Coast offense. Your drags, your deep overs would still go to CeeDee Lamb or whoever the other speedy wide receiver we have. And believe it or not, Lamb and Kupp pretty much same dude almost, you know what I'm saying? And Kupp just bigger, right? And you will have two Lambs basically, or two Kupps. Long as it's not two cups. What is it? One girl and two cup. How that thing went? That viral video a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Aaron from Long Beach, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, Locke, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'll make this quick. So now, if we do release Zeke, do we draft the running back in the first round?
I wouldn't. I would not draft the running back in the first round unless it's clearly BPA. I think that our needs, and if I ain't trying to do needs over best player available, but I think that the Cowboys would lean on BPA. But I think also they're going to value offensive line.
Yeah. Dang, that's great.
Yeah,
that last caller had me. He said that last caller had me say I'll trade my first one. Like, nah, dog.
Nah,
I ain't giving. I'm not trying to be like the Rams and the Eagles. They gave everything to get a Super Bowl. Yeah, you got it, but now look at you. You trying to mortgage off everything.
Well, for that Super Bowl, man, I'll bet it'll give me an extra boost. They'll give me an extra boost for like 10 years.
10 years, but you're going to be out in the street looking like, dang, I need a home.
Oh, my God. We got Will McClay, man. See, the special weapon that we got that no one else got, Aaron, is that we got Willie McClay who can find a Dayron Bland that's in the 5th round that can play up to the level like a Tariq Woolen who was drafted in the earlier of the rounds, or Gardner Sauce Jr. Now, I do know that Gardner Sauce had an unbelievable rookie year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think that him and Bland had the same amount of interceptions. But go ahead. Or close to it.
No, you get. Well, hey, I like the moves that they're making. It's different from what they used to. So we'll see. That's all I gotta say. We'll see. I like the moves. Hopefully they bring Zeke back, for a small amount of money for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But
would you take Zeke back right now, right? If they do the Fletcher Coxum, if they do him like Fletcher Coxum did last year, cut him then bring him back, then would that be a good move?
Yeah, bring him back, because I'm like, all right, so now who's going to have for pass protection? You're not going to have TP out there. You're not going to have that third running back out there for pass protection.
Yeah.
So that's all I had. Like you said, replace the production.
Replace the production, man. Appreciate you, man. That's my guy, Aaron.
Indeed.
All right, so here's my thoughts on this, and I'm getting a little pushback far as for what I said that Cooper Kupp and CeeDee Lamb, same person. I get what y'all saying. But look, how many years did it took Cooper Kupp to get to that good numbers sake, right? He didn't do it his first year. He didn't do it his second year. He didn't do it, I think, even his third year. He started to grow his 4th year, 5th year, 6th year. I think that my guy is going into his 4th year, right? So give it a little time, or is he going in? Yeah, he going into his 4th year. So you think my guy Lamb was good last year? Shoot, wait around the 4th year. But I'm not saying that one is better than the other. But what I'm saying is just one had another head start. And I'm not trying to take away anything from Cooper Kupp. I like Cooper Kupp. I do. And that's even using the eyeball test, even the stat test, right? The last 2 years of Kupp been just unbelievable, though. Last 2 years outside of this last year. So the last 3 years, basically. The last 2 years before last year. 2020 and 2021. Unbelievable for Cooper Kupp. All right, I got Mike from Buffalo from the 803. You're live.
Hey, what's going on?
I got both of y'all on at the same time. Mike from Buffalo.
What's up, man?
Oh, yeah, I had clicked you and Coach Marv at the same time. Coach Marv, you're next, actually. All right, Mike, talk to me, man.
Yo, I got a couple ideas, and I want to know what you think, man. What you think about the Cowboys going after because we're a team that always give players second chances, like Henry Ruggs.
So who?
Henry Ruggs.
No.
Okay, what about Denzel Mims then? Because the Jets going to have to come off with one of them receivers.
I mean, Mims.
And I know you don't want no more. Like you hit it for me one time. I know you don't want no more James Washington.
But would he be like a James Washington? Mims? Let me see what Mims did, because I think that we had that conversation last year about Mims coming over and what he can do. He just need this and that. Let me see, Denzel Mims.
I think the Jets is actually too much for him, or the Cowboys didn't want to come off of But I know they can send him on a steal now. That the Jets got to give up something.
Yeah, he 10. You should be give him for free. 10 receptions last year for 185 yards. And the year before that, 8 receptions for 133 yards. And
would he satisfy you as the opposite receiver of CeeDee Lamb with his potential? Would you be all right with that?
Man, he's for the streets right now, man. He got to prove it, man. Look, I would rather have Noah Brown back, man. I'll talk to Eastside Harold and tell him to send me Noah Brown back, dog. Give me Noah Brown back, man. Shoot, Denzel Mims haven't done anything yet, man. But I feel what you're saying on potential. Yeah, he got a good upside, but this is year 1, 2, 3. This is going in 4 years, man. And his most productions in one season was 357 yards, man. This Denzel Mims is far apart from James Washington, as it relates to James Washington, is far apart from A.J. Brown. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at James Washington, I'm only stat watching right now, right? It's, at least James Washington, I can go pull up some tape and see what he did when he scored a touchdown. Denzel Mims never seen a touchdown. I had to go up to his college tape. I got to look up his college tape, man. I had to go all the way look at his college tape. I had to go all the way to Baylor. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2019 or something like that to look up his tape. But I feel what you're saying, though.
So you said definitely not. No second chance for Mims, huh?
Man, look, give me Jalen Tolbert. Let me see what Simi can do, man. Give me those two guys that's already here, and let's see what they can do versus Denzel.
Do you think that's what the Jones is gonna do? Decide to go within what they got on the roster, or do you think they're gonna go and get like a veteran receiver?
I think that, in all honestly, I think that if we're that close, right? I'm looking at what Michael Parsons is saying. He's lobbying for DeAndre Hopkins, right? He's just saying, okay, D-Hop, it's your turn, right? And the front office is in negotiation with him that they say that they're not, right? So we know that some type of thing is going on. But I think that the Cowboys still should bring in a veteran wide receiver, right? But what they're going to do is, if the veterans that's out here on the market now don't jump over to the Cowboys, price tag, they're going to go into the draft. They're going to draft another guy. And then after the draft, there's going to be a wave of other veterans being released, that second wave. They're going to play around with that. And if they don't find a receiver that they like out of that or from the draft, then they're going to pick up the phone and say, T.Y., we know you're going to be 34, but we're going to give you another chance over here. They probably bring back T.Y.
Okay, now, last thing. I like that kid from TCU, that receiver. What's his name?
Quentin Johnson.
Quentin?
Yeah.
Yeah. He reminds me of like a Alvin Harper back in the days with his size.
How tall? Alvin Harper was 6'4"?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Man, look at that.
Yeah, it was like 6'4". Now, I don't think Bijan is going to be around for 26, man. I think Philadelphia's going to pick him when they pick the first pick because they always break our heart. That's what they did to us with Dallas Goedert. Whatever you say his name.
Yeah, I think that they're going to draft Christian Gonzalez, right, and match him up with Bradbury, and I think that they're going to draft probably a running back if they can't find a veteran running back. Or did they let Sanders go?
Yeah, he's a free agent. They signed Rashard Penny to a 1-year deal.
Oh, yeah, he ain't going to be enough. All right, and who else they got over there?
I don't know, but that's why I said I think they're going to pick Bijan when they start time.
Yeah. So, they're going to go Christian Gonzalez or Joey Porter Jr. They're going to go with DB because we can see that, and then they're going to go with probably someone else on that defense because they on the front somewhere because they got to replace. They got to replace somebody else on the defense. I think they lost a linebacker. They lost 2 linebackers. If I'm not mistaken. They lost T.J. Edwards and they lost Kazir Wright, and the other kid from Georgia, he still haven't grown into his man body yet. The guy that was 5'10", 5'11", from Georgia.
So I'm liking every bit of that. Now the Eagles got to get rid of players after what Jerry Jones made a comment and everybody was killing Jerry about you got to pay the piper at the end. You know what I mean? And now they got to pay the piper because the money, man. Every team has a cap, and I was wondering how the Eagles were able to do all this spending, and now all of a sudden we see now they got to get rid of players.
Well, they try to move money around and everything to free up that cash spot for Jalen Hurts. So we'll find out, man, how the Eagles and all what they do. But remember, we got to revisit this a year from now. Right now it can appear that everything is crashing and burning, but then them jokers can fool around and do something good next season. Then we'll be looking like fools. But I feel what you're saying. 9 times out of 10, it look like it's going to rain over there. And the feathers being plucked one by one, man. I appreciate you for calling in, Chief.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Good call from him. And that's the most objective point that I can give you guys. Now, the homer version of me would be like, man, them Eagles, man, they finna go only win one game next season, you know? And draft picks will not save you, because you can have a talented team with less experiences, and they wouldn't know how to get that car up the hill. Remember I gave y'all that analogy on the stick shift? Talented car, wonderful car. And that person never drove a stick shift before. They got all of the bells and whistles, can't get up the hill. And we as Cowboy fans, we ain't finna help him out at all. Hey, man, Eagles like, hey, man, can you help me get up the hill, man? I'm burning my clutch, man. I just bought this car, man. It's nice, but I didn't know it was the stick shift, man. We gonna be sitting there like, nah, you gotta learn on your own, Eagles. Cry, Eagles, cry. You know what I'm saying? Oh, on top of that, yeah, Cowboy in the chat, he says the Eagles lost some coaches too, so they got, oh, dang, man. Oh, my gosh, man.
Damn.
I didn't think of that. Whoa, I didn't think of that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't what you want right there, man. So you losing all of those players, plus you got a whole new offensive coordinator and a whole new defensive coordinator. Shoot. I got my guy, man, Coach Marv, man, from the 803. Talk to me, man.
What's going on? That's going to be some problems in Philly. But I said that a long time ago, but people that, some people say that, they're in a great situation. No, they ain't. And they know that too. But one comment, Law. I'm glad they got my homeboy in here, and my homeboy is Gilmore. Gilmore is a South Carolina. I watched him when he played in Rock Hill, South Carolina, when he was a 5-star athlete, and he came to play at University of South Carolina. And he was an athlete. He played quarterback and receiver and corner. So, and they moved when they brought him into South Carolina. They moved him to corner. The guy is one of the best guys. I mean, good guys that you're gonna ever meet. He is very technique sound. He is going to be a great asset for Diggs, Boss Man Fat, Nashawn Wright. If they're willing to soak up his knowledge and to put their young youthfulness to his knowledge, I feel that that's going to serve out, and Bland as well, that's going to serve our defensive backfield for a long time. And Gilmore molded the guy that came after him, Jackson, in New England. He helped. He went to Carolina and helped.
J.C. Jackson, and you talking about a slew of guys coming from that program. Zaire Alexander. Right. You got, of course, my guy J.C. Horn, and you got Izzy McCommell that's on this team now, and you got Cam Smith that's coming out of that program, right?
Right. They had a lot of.
Are they the DB factories, man? Coach, are they the DB factories? Is it them, Georgia, or Alabama? Which one? Who's the DB factory? It may be.
Well, I put South Carolina against anybody. They had another. I've got one other guy that played 11 years, played for the Texans. Just retired from the Texans. It did an 11-year span, and he was had some All-Pro seasons. I forget his name slips me, but
is it Aaron?
South Carolina has put out some good defensive backs, and this guy helped J.C. Horn for that 1 year. He was in Carolina when Gilmore went there, and all of them in the reports here, they have all talked about how great that he has helped them in their career and helped them with the technique of being a great cornerback, and not just the athletic part. It's about the technique part, because he's never been a great athlete, but a great corner. So not the fastest guy in the world, but you don't have to be the fastest guy to be a great corner. So,
True.
So that's going to help. But my main point, I just wanted to love on Gilmore, and I think that's one of the best things for our future, not for him, but for to build these young players. But I wanted to bring up an interesting point right here. That the word is out that they're going to get rid of Zeke, and my disappointment is with our Cowboy Nation. And my disappointment with our Cowboy Nation is that, and I'm gonna give you some credit, Law. You said this yesterday, and we talked about it, but trusting our running game to Tony Pollard coming off an injury, Davis, a undrafted free agent that hasn't had no real extensive time in NFL, and possibly drafting a running back in, I don't think they're going to do in the first round, maybe the third or fourth round. It's just like trusting our passing game last year to CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup draft pick.
Yeah.
So, what 1,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, 500 yards receiving, and they were the biggest asset to our offense. And I just don't think that if we listen to Mike McCarthy say where he wants the direction of this offense to go, about ball control, and I really believe he wants to formulate an offense that's going to match the Seattle offense that Dan Quinn had his defense, that went to 2 Super Bowls, should have won 2 Super Bowls, and that were dominant for a stretch of a time of being able to strike deep, strike with the passing game, but control the ball in the running game. But our Cowboy Nation seems like it's very easy to replace Ezekiel Elliott. It's very easy to do what Mike McCarthy said he wanted to do in this press conference with anybody. It almost seems like to me that Kellen Moore's feeling in his spirit is still here, but he's gone. So I say this: if Kellen Moore was here and he still had control of this offense, which I think he's the reason Mike Cooper's not here, because he didn't like Cooper. If Kellen Moore was here, Tony Pollard wouldn't have been franchised. Zeke Elliott would probably have been gone, and we would probably been going with some anybody running backs, because then he would have had no excuse to run the ball. It would all been in the air then. But if Zeke is gone,
right?
If we don't get a veteran running back in here, we name some names that probably could come in here with a lesser dollar figure, a figure they want, a veteran good running back, and still going to the draft, I will feel a little more what Mike McCarthy is saying. But just to go with what we have and just try to get into the draft, because if Tony Pollard doesn't perform because of that injury, and the running backs that you draft do not pan out, where do you go with your offense?
Well, you got the trade deadline that you can do. I still lean on Mike McCarthy and his expertise and just putting things together as far as the offense. I think that his experiences, that's where that's where we're gonna lean on is his experiences versus the unknown, because it'll be hard pressed. It'd be hard pressed for the rookie running back to go down, plus Tony Pollard to still not be Tony Pollard and Malik Davis. You now you got 3 people that you are thinking that is gonna fall flat on their face, and that's likely not gonna happen.
It's likely not. But you know, Davis might have a career year, but that career year might not mean that it's what we need. Tony Pollard may have what he has, and the rookie might come along slowly. But I don't want to put that pressure on Dak Prescott, and it's hard for me to understand how we can say that we can just say poof to 1,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, and we know they were still underutilized.
No doubt, Coach, man.
Hey,
we will find out, man. That's the good thing about football. It's a week-to-week process, and we would never know, man. Look, last season, the Kansas City Chiefs started off slow. At the end of the year, they lifted up that Lombardi trophy, and shout out to them. Kudos and credence. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish, too. So I just hope that we can be one of those teams next season as well, this season as well. I appreciate you for calling in, Coach.
All right, man. Appreciate it, Law.
Good call from Coach, man. Always bringing in some good football information that we all can use. Although, sometimes we may not all agree with Coach, sometimes we don't. But most of the times we are on the same page with him. And we got a super chat. Sad day for the Cowboys Nation. Zeke has been the running back for the Cowboys since Emmett. He has been the best running back, yeah. I just wish two things would have happened. That we got a chance to see DeMarco Murray without Jason Garrett, and we got a chance to see those first couple of years of Ezekiel Elliott without Jason Garrett. And I'm not trying to point everything at Jason Garrett because Zeke first few years with Jason Garrett, he still had phenomenal Hall of Fame type of numbers. But I know for sure that this team had something special, and we just never had that particular coach to get them in the right directions. DeMarco Murray, think about it. Hear me out. We didn't know how to utilize DeMarco Murray until 2013 and 2014. He only had two good years with us. And I know he was hit with injuries and things like that, but still he wasn't utilized to his max capability until the latter part of, hey, it's time for him to go. And on the flip side of Ezekiel, as soon as he started turning the corner the right way, then we end up getting a rookie offensive coordinator, didn't know what to do with Zeke, right? And that's just how it goes. I can literally make a point that even Tony Pollard been underutilized. There's 50% of Tony that you guys don't even know. At least 50. That's a lot of percentages, man. But neither here nor there. Got a super chat from Maryland. I appreciate you so much. Hey, Law, I'm still here supporting you and the Cowboys. I just lay low in the off season. I appreciate you. Hey, Mary, Lon, just keep in mind the draft is next month, and the off season is no longer going to be the off season. It's going to be time to understand what this player can and can't do, and it's going to grow even more. It's just what it is. The interest level is going to grow. But for right now, things are still quasi the same. But I appreciate you so much. Let me let the next caller on. I got my guy MJ, then I got DMV, George, and then I got my guy Tyreek. All right, so from the 206, you're live.
What up, Law? How you doing,
man? Well, I can't complain. Holla at me, man. Talk to me.
Man, I understand, Coach, but Coach, if you don't want to take a pay cut, number 90 took a pay cut, and they reduced his contract, and you know that young boy is colder than you, and the double team 34 can run, and the dumb offensive coordinator they use y'all right. Now it's up to you if you wanted to stay and win a Super Bowl with him.
Are you talking about as far as Ezekiel Elliott? If he really, really want to stay, he would just take whatever the Cowboys offering him.
Should have gone on, took a cut, and, man, make your $3 to $4 million. They already paid you a lot of money. And you didn't want to take that cut, brother. C'est la vie. Don't let the door hit your ass.
Now they said it's reported that they never offered him that pay cut.
Well, they probably talked to his agent, and the agent, they got them high numbers. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, it's long.
Somebody been talking to somebody. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Don't let them psych y'all, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to still keep it at $8 million or $10 million. Yeah. They're like, no, man, we got to pay Pollard. He's a young kid. And then we want Zeke to come back. He got to do $3 or $4 million, man.
Yeah, it goes like this. I was watching this with my lady. I was watching this Netflix series. You know, I was asking y'all what movies should I watch, and we were watching Love Is Blind. You know, and sometimes when they in those cubicles, it's on Netflix. Y'all fast forward and watch it. But what a lot of times people would do in those cubicles, because they can't see each other, but you can get a sense that someone is about to break up with you. But what the ladies like to do is, when they feel that you're not all the way in, they would like to break up with you first before you break up with them. You know what I'm saying? So it can save the rejection. Although they want you, they saying, "Dang, he finna break up with me. Let me go ahead and break up with him." And that's a lot of times that's how negotiation works, man.
And then, if they can, it's not like NBA. Once they cut you, they can't pick you back up. At least that's okay. We're going to cut you. Somebody pay you more. Thank you for your job. If not, we'll bring you back. You can do that too. So I'm not even tripping about, man. Stop worrying about halfback. There's 1,000 halfback. This is fast, powerful. I'm not worried about that. And I'm not worried about the receiver room. We, the Cowboy fans, you got to start worrying about the halfback and these receivers. We got receivers that we never use that could become all-pro.
Yeah.
One of the receivers for us going to turn it off. I'm telling y'all right now.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about this. Me and Law keep saying, let's make sure our offensive line is a beast, and let's make sure that defensive line is a beast, and you'll win the Super Bowl. They already got your corner down. And that back end is covered.
No doubt, man. So one other point before I let you roll, man, because I got a lot of people in here.
All I want to say, Cowboy fan, stop panicking. I'm with Will McClay, and I hate to tell y'all, like I tell Law, I'm Stephen Jones number 2. So if you want to go debate me, Law can put me on, and I'll tell your butt up. I'm going to give you a reason why I'm not going to keep your butt. We going on. Let's get this Super Bowl. How about the Cowboys?
How about him, man? That's MJ, man. Back-to-back conversations with him. All right, man. Look, that's MJ in the picture, too, on the phone. Y'all see him on the phone. You got the Porsche. Is that the Porsche 911, right, MJ? Put it in the chat, man, if it is, you know. When I grow up, I'm going to give me one of those, you know. Right now, I got the car seat in the back. You know what I'm saying? It won't look good, man, pulling up with the Porsche with the car seat in the back. You know what I mean? You know, but it is what it is. Shout out to my guy, man. He said, yes, that's the 911, man. So the next time I'm out there in L.A. and Oxnard, man, he going to take real good care of me, man. All right, I got the DMV George, man, from the 240. You live.
What's going on, Love? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Holler at me, man.
Hey, man. I'd rather keep Zeke on a veteran minimum deal and then just go ahead and I'm not into the draft Bijan, maybe Jahmyr Gibbs, but I'm not into drafting the running backs high because I seen what the Chiefs did with Pacheco last year. I just feel like we need to go find a baller, and I feel like Will McClay's good for doing that in the later rounds. So like, I mean, we already have Malik Davis on the roster, but I'd rather just I mean, we could bring in another running back to fill that room up, and I feel like going forward, like our running back room with Malik Davis, Zeke, and Pollard, and Zeke on a minimum deal, and maybe Pollard on a
Here's my only thing is Zeke probably like, man, hell no, I ain't finna play on no veteran minimum. Who you think I am? I had 12 tubs last season, man. You know, you try to get rid of me, you know. No, you know.
I don't know because like he basically took a backseat with Tony Pollard and in a way Tony Pollard ruined his career and ruined how the league views him at this point. And last year he was very open to that. And I don't know going forward is that his temperament now, because that's what he led on. Like, I'm glad to split carries. I'm glad that he extended my career. Well, your career doesn't look to be any further than maybe 2, 3, 4 years at most from the way you're looking now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the other,
go ahead.
Oh, you said what?
No. Go.
On the other hand of that, I think we're in a great position right now to draft high on defense, to maybe find a generational player at defensive tackle or one of those cornerstones on either side of the line. because I feel like drafting I doubt they'll draft a receiver high. I feel like the receiver I really like, and I feel like they really like, is Marvin Mims. He's a Frisco kid, a Texas. He has multiple Texas records for receivers.
True.
He's a guy that can fly, and I feel like we really need like a physically talented receiver, not just like a possession receiver, like somebody was saying earlier, like Jerry Jeudy.
And I know this could be disrespectful, but we just never know, right? But is Marvin Mims like the Walmart brand of Zay Flowers?
Nah, I feel like he flies way more, and especially like under the right quarterback. Because when I was watching him with Caleb Williams, he was taking underthrown balls, not 70 yards. He was taking overthrown balls to the crib on deep post routes. Like I feel like if you insert him or maybe like a Mecole Hardman, because Mecole Hardman, like, I mean, he's a fast guy, but we haven't really we seen him in that number one role last year. But was he really a number one with Travis Kelce and Juju Smith on the field? And or even like a number two role, because he definitely wouldn't be a number one on our team, or maybe a Paris Campbell. I'm just looking for like a guy that's physically talented, that can fly, that can support our run game, because we haven't had one that we actually played in a while. Like no receiver we had can fly, and then we put him on the field during run packages, and the defense has a threat of going downfield and getting burned over the top. It's like we don't really have receivers running free that often.
No doubt. All right, well, I'm gonna see how the Cowboys gonna facilitate that, man. You always open my mind up to a lot of things, man. I like all of your points, man. I have no way to shoot them down right now, but I appreciate you for calling in, and I'm gonna definitely look over some more Mims tape. Name me the good games and the bad games I should be looking at.
Oregon.
Okay.
The Oregon game from 2022, from 21, of course, and maybe the Oklahoma State game.
Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely gonna do that. I appreciate you for calling in, Chief.
No problem.
No doubt, man. That's a good call from him, man. That's my guy DMV, George there. If I'm looking at the right Marvin Mims, because somebody said he's 6'4", can fly. Mims is 6'4", can fly. It must be two different Mims, man. Because the Mim I seen, he wasn't 6'4". It's Ghostface. Let me know what Mims that is. I could be wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought Mims was like 5'10", 5'11". That's why I said the Walmart brand. You know what I'm saying? Of Zay Flowers, But he said that Mims can fly, so maybe I'm wrong, man. I'm spot checking. Okay, I'm spot checking these wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? I'm spot checking. I don't watch a lot of college football film. Mims is 5'11". Okay. Oh, Denzel Mims. Okay. Well, Denzel, he can fly. He flying all over the Jets bench over there, man. And I appreciate y'all. Denzel Mims. Denzel probably need to change his last name to Washington. He'd probably be better if he do that. Shout out to Mims, Denzel. So all of those Mims, man. Mims and Mims. All right, I got my guy, man, from the 585. Tyreek, you're live. Talk to me, man. Holler at me, fam.
What's going on? What's going on, Law Nation?
Not much, man. It's your world.
Nation. Hey, man, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, man. Hey, man.
Yeah.
I don't think the Cowboys really want to. I don't think they want to disrespect Zeke and try to give him a better minimum.
Yeah,
I do think they want to. Yeah. I do think they want to give him a decent contract if he's gonna, if he's all for it. And Zeke has to come in realization, man. When we needed you in the big moments in the last two playoff games, you was nowhere to be found, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was put in a bad situation. And if the Cowboys, I forgot which player that they did it to, that they held on to the man and then released him after the free agent market was over with. I forgot what the name of that player. But it's always good to release a player now.
Dez?
Oh, it was Dez. Oh, my God. I said, damn, they did Dez wrong, man, because they didn't allow him to go to camp or visit anybody in the free agency. They released that dude right when people spend up all of their money. So, yeah, Cowboys better not do my dude like that, Zeke. If they're going to release him, just release him now. You know what I'm saying? So teams can start forecasting their budget and at least give this man a decent contract, and at least give him a chance too to go to training camp and beyond.
Yeah. My whole thing is too about Zeke, man. You know, we got some good years out of Zeke, and you know he got paid his money.
He ain't broke.
He got paid. He got paid his money early. A lot of people got to understand he held out. Because he wanted his money early. He seen the writing on the wall, so he wanted his money early. And I'm not mad at him for going to get his money early. But now that you declined, you have to accept that you declined. You're not that back that you used to be when you first got drafted, or the first few years of when you got drafted. You're a different type of running back, dog. Like, it's a young man league. And at the same time, too, we have seen times that Ezekiel Elliott was selfish when he shouldn't have been selfish in certain games. We can go to the playoff game 2 years ago against the 49ers. He had a hurt goddamn knee.
PCL.
We sat Tony Pollard down the last week of the season just so we could use him in the playoff game.
True.
Zeke didn't want to come off the field with a hurt damn knee. And a lot of people got to understand, when we scored that touchdown in that playoff game, Ezekiel Elliott was on the sideline. It was Tony Pollard and Amari Cooper that went down there and scored that touchdown.
You're talking about that drive. Yeah. My thing is this, the writing was on the wall. You remember, and this is true stories, y'all. If you and your old lady get into a fight, you ain't going to tell your buddies, man, or tell your neighbor across the street, especially if she's a baddie, right? And you know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be saying, I had to do X, Y, and Z. You ain't going to pillow talk that. You ain't going to talk that. So what happened here is Zeke got in trouble this year, and they leaked out, we benched him. You know what I'm saying? Because of late or tardiness. You keep that in-house. So that was the time when the Cowboys decided they no longer view Zeke as the untouchable, because there's certain players that can be late every day. But if they got a star-studded player, they ain't finna announce that to the world. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he was just getting treatment. You know what I'm saying? What happened to him? Hey, man, he was just in rehab getting more and more treatment. But for them to say, hey, we started the game with Tony Pollard first, with the first series and the first drive because Zeke was punished, that was water on the writing on the wall there, man.
But it's time. But for me, with Ezekiel Elliott, I feel like it's time for him to be loyal to the Cowboys, because the Cowboys have been loyal to him ever since he came into the league with his issues and with his problems. And Jerry Jones been fighting with the commissioner back and forth, even though they did Ezekiel wrong than most players in the league. The Cowboys stood by his side. You know what I mean? So it's like, dog, if you know that you fell off a little bit, man, when are you going to show a little bit of loyalty to the Cowboys? Take a pay cut, take a decent pay cut for you that you can live off of, that you can agree with, and still play for the team. If you love the Cowboys like that, you know what I mean? Because Jerry loyal to the people that he liked, and he liked Zeke. He got love for Zeke. So it's like Zeke needs to show some love back to the team, and and be the back that a back that they can use a certain type of way. He doesn't have to be the bell cow no more. You know what I mean? He should want to fall back a little bit and try to get some of these young guys in here. You know what I mean? If he's going to be the battering ram, be the battering ram of the team. And I think if he does something like that, Mike McCarthy will use him properly. But if he wants to be the star player, he ain't that dude no more. You know what I mean? And he understood that a couple years ago. He's been doing good in the beginning of the season, but every time they hit on that knee or something, reality set back in, and we're not seeing the explosiveness. We're not seeing certain things. Can't nobody sit here and tell me when they seen Malik Davis out there, they didn't get a little bit a breath of fresh air a little bit with this running back. It was like, damn, he all right. You know what I mean? Why is we keeping him on the bench? And that's the same thing I say about in that playoff game. I blame Zeke a little bit, and I blame the people that control the running back situation. There's no reason that Malik Davis shouldn't have been out there on the field in the playoffs. I really believe some of the plays that Zeke was dropping the passes, dropping the ball, was getting stopped, that this young dude would have came in there and probably gave us a little bit of juice that we needed. Yeah. I really believe we need to go to a 3-back system and try to fix this offensive line and get younger and get stout.
Well, Tyreek, let me say this before I let you go then, Chief.
Yep.
Everything that you just said is about to be gone. The offensive line coach gone. Kellen Moore is gone. The running back coach is gone. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Zeke is about to be gone. So look, the team that we've seen in the last 3 years is about to be different. Just about the same differences we've seen from the defense in 2019 and 20. This is a whole different defense, right or wrong. Because now, ever since Quinn came in, 2021, 2022, complete different defense than what we were the previous years. We about to see the same thing happening now on the offensive side, because now we finally going to see Mike McCarthy's fingerprint, and some of that Jason Garrett stuff is gone. Remember, Skip Pete.
Yep.
Skip Pete was here with Jason Garrett the first time. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of him and they brought him back, because may rest in peace, Gary Brown. But that was just retread stuff, right? So we about to be a whole different team. So you got to put that in perspective. It's time. So all of the holding on of anything we did last season, the season before that, and the season before that, and the season before that is gone now, fam.
Yeah, but thank Ezekiel. But one thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you, Ezekiel Elliott, for all you've done. You've been a tough guy, but it's time to move on, man. All right, I'm up out of here.
All right, bro. Peace. Appreciate the good call from him, man. All right, we're gonna let the next caller on, but you guys get what I'm saying. This about to be a whole different look, and I know there's gonna be some people same old, no, different look, maybe a different outcome. But the running strategy, the zone blocking, we're going to do a little bit more of that. We're going to be pulling our guards more. And that what made me say, all right, Connor McGovern. Because remember, I'm fighting like tooth and nail. And I said this, I'm going to say this again, even with Connor McGovern. He was serviceable enough to play right guard, center, and left guard. Gone. It don't matter what he can do. Why? Whole different philosophy, whole different system. Mike Solari don't know nothing about him, right? And whoever going to be the running back coach don't know nothing about him. They probably, when they pull up the tape, literally, they could have been laughing and keying. What the hell y'all got this dude playing fullback for? You know what I'm saying? They probably looked at that. What was valuable to us for him last season don't mean a hill of beans to Solari, the new running back coach, and whoever else with the philosophy. So sometimes we got to sit back as fans and let them cook, let them figure things out. And if they're going to get rid of somebody that we value, we could talk about it, but we can't get in our feelings about it because it's not the same situation. Skip Pete is no longer here. Right? All right, let me let Kevin from Long Branch, man. You live, man, from the 732.
Hey, what's going on, Law Nation?
Not much, Chief. Holler at me, man. Holler at me.
Yeah, I think that the main thing with Cowboys, we draft well.
And hey, turn me down on the background, though. I hear myself with reverb. Talk to me, though, when you do that.
Yeah, the main thing we do is we draft good talent, but we don't coach up our talent. Like, we have good talent on our team as far as, everybody talking about wide receiver. We got Jalen Tolbert, who I don't know if people saw him out of college, but he is an explosive, fast. I mean, he's a great wide receiver. And I think, all the talk about Jeremy Jeudy, we got somebody who can almost... Don't say it, dog.
Don't say it. Come on, man. Don't say it, dog. Yeah. Come on, kid.
I'm a firm believer. Sometimes you got to let them boys go through their growing pains. Just like with Terrence Steele. At first, when you first seen him play, you'd have never thought what he turned out to be. But he went through his growing pains and turned out to be a steal.
True.
And I think the same thing holds true with Jalen Tolbert. You give him a shot, let him get those reps in, and not keep bringing in all these people that take away from him from progressing. I think we'll be able to see that.
Jalen Judy, baby. That's what he. But I feel what you're saying, though.
Just like with Tony Pollard, we underutilized him because when he was drafted, his main bread and butter out of college was he was an excellent returner on punt returns and kick returns.
Right.
He was never drafted as a running back because nobody ever trusted him to carry the whole workload. But he was good because you can use him as a running back, but he was great because he could line up as receiver as well.
Receiver, yeah. When you look at Tony, do you see his frame more of a receiver or as a running back?
I see him more as a I'd say like a slot receiver. Not somebody who can play on the outside, but more as like a slot receiver or like just almost like a scat back.
More like a scat, right? So when I think of that, and I shout out to the guy with the super chat, he said, what about Austin Eckler? You bring him in, can we steal him? Like those two are kind of like similar, not far as build, but far as what they do. Now, Austin, he's a guy that you can throw the ball. He will fit well in the West Coast, by the way. But his price tag may be too much for us as far as what the Jones like to do, and you can get some of this in the draft. But what I'm saying here is, put it like this: do you trust Tony? As a fan, from a fan perspective, from a fan perspective, not a GM, not a coach, but from a fan perspective, do you trust him?
I trust Tony Pollard to do exactly what he's done. Be a complimentary back, but he cannot carry the work. I don't view him as a running back. I view him as just
a weapon,
an elite weapon.
Yep. You and I see me and you on the same man. You and I on the same page. I like Tony. You know what I'm saying? But I think that you can utilize. Look, when I see Debo in the backfield, I say, man, ain't no way. And then he just get there. Debo, to me, sometimes look better at running the ball from the backfield than he do running routes, But
absolutely.
But he is a guy that can be utilized at that weapon as a wide receiver / running back. And what I'm trying to tell the Cowboys and the Jones family, you got a guy that you can go ahead and pay and you getting him for cheap, because if he was a wide receiver and on another team like the Niners, he would be getting Debo money. How much Debo is making? 26 million APY?
Oh, yeah, he's up there.
He's up there. And I know some people going to say, well, Tony Pollard ain't Debo. He's more of a threat and a weapon than Debo. But I'm going to sound foolish, though, because we never had that offensive coordinator that can think outside of the box like that, And the same like you said earlier. With Jalen Judy. I mean Jalen Tolbert. We just never know, But we do know that Kevontae Turpin, he was the MVP of the USFL, right? And if you utilize him on catching the ball, and he can catch those post routes, he can catch 9 routes, but you never utilize him. On that 3rd and 30 play,
wide receiver screens and end
arounds. Use your weapons. Yeah, on the 3rd against the Eagles on 3rd and 30, I saw Kevontae Turpin on the field, and they had T.Y. on the other side, and they sent those boys on go route. That safety in the middle of the field is like, damn, I'm going to be late to one of these approaches. I can't guard both of them. Why don't you do that more often, And I'm glad that Dak went to T.Y. He came down with the ball. But it's all about holding that safety, making the business decision. But the Cowboys don't do that, man.
And just like I said, when they underutilized talent, or sometimes they get somebody, they like for them to do something, and they keep them in that one spot the same way. Like, I was talking about J-Ron Kershaw. He came. We need a tight end eraser. I remember at one point the steal of one of our drafts was Jabril Cox. And one of his favorite thing to do is he's a coverage linebacker. Yeah. And he's fast, but we never use him. You never see him hit the field. And I was high on him coming out of college. That was somebody who I actually watched, and I was high on him. Now, he's a little undersized, so I question him as far as in the run game, but that's something that could be worked on. especially when you got enough people and the right type of people up front that can be worked on to keep some of the trash from hitting him. But he's a guy who had no problem getting to the ball.
Right.
He reads well.
Right.
And not only that, but he can cover almost like a corner. And he's fast. But we never see him on the field. And that's another thing. We stop in that progression by keep bringing in people. Now people talk about tight ends. We got 2 good tight ends. With Ferguson and what's the other guy? Hendershot?
Right. Hand. Yeah.
But you're not going to see him because now all of a sudden they want to get wiped out because there's a new favorite thing. There's a new fad that's trending, and I think that's just what the Cowboys keep getting caught up in. The next hottest thing, instead of sitting there and establishing the good talent that we got sitting on our roster already that we're paying.
Man, hey, we'll find out, man. Like I said, and I brought up this point, as far as even just the running back room. We got a new Mike Solari, new offensive line coach. You don't have Skip Pete in here anymore, right? And you don't have the offensive coordinator. Those three things right there before I even got down to the player. So this going to be a different team regardless, even if you had Zeke or not. So let's see what can happen down the line. I appreciate you, man, for calling in, Kelvin.
Absolutely, man. You enjoy the rest of your day. And also want to offer my condolences to you, too.
Hey, man, I really thank that, man. In 3 days, man, I appreciate y'all so much. You guys raised enough money to take care of all of the expenses there. And my family is very appreciative of it. And they love all of the community for the nation for doing that, man. And I really appreciate y'all.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing,
indeed, man. Yes, indeed. That's Kelvin, y'all. Let me know if the audio is straight this time. And like I said, man, I really appreciate y'all, man, for those who gave, those who gave, and those who sent prayers and gave me calls about my family and everything. In 3 days, you guys did an unbelievable thing of raising over $5,000, man, to help secure everything. So man, y'all gonna make me tear up, man. I really appreciate y'all, for real. Is the audio straight? Let me know. And I seen some people had issues with the audio. Shout out to you, Gina. Thank you. Barber was never better than Zeke. Yes, so Trey said the audio is straight. Yes, F cancer law. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. All right, good. I'm good. Okay, good. All right, so let's go to the next caller. I got Mike. This Mike, see, the other Mike was in Buffalo. This Mike is in 49ers land, man. Look, we got Mikes all over the world, man. Talk to me, man.
What's up, Law?
Nothing to it,
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Man, you like the Energizer Bunny. I saw you on so many shows yesterday. I don't know how you do it, man.
I'll tell you, it's about 3 of me in here, man. The next one gonna tap in, when I get Ashley on the show, It's about 3 of me.
Yeah, must be 2 or 3 of you, maybe 4. I don't know.
Maybe 4. Who knows?
Everywhere, man. Yeah, but in any event, I just wanted to cover a couple things. First off, on Zeke, I know I'm with you. I feel just like you do as far as if we're going to replace him, we need to replace him wisely.
Right.
But the human part of me is really concerned with the amount of mileage he has on him. He has a lot of miles on him, and my main thing is the CTE thing with him. Like, I'm truly worried. So just saying that, I'm looking at it from a human position also, and just hoping that he's well and that he stays well. And we keep bargaining on him, talking about him, but not too many are really talking about how many impacts he's had since he was drafted in 2016. So, I just think that that's something that we should think about, even though we want the best for the Cowboys. Part of me wants the best for him and his family moving on. So I have a question. What round did we get Pollard in?
4th, I believe.
And then we have to, 4th round, we got to marinate on that, because look at the quality of the runner that we got in the 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of reminds me of Pacheco for the Chiefs being picked up in the 7th round.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I think we can find another good option or two in the later rounds. It doesn't have to be a first-round guy. It doesn't have to be a second-round guy. But and then I also, is Austin Eckler still available too?
I think he requested for a trade, and the Cowboys, I don't think that we're going to double dip in trading for that type of situation and giving the Chargers any more ammunition. I think that the Cowboys going to go into the draft and probably just pick up a guy. There's a lot of guys in this draft. This is a quasi-deep draft. It's going to be even deeper next season. So they just stick with where you at. Look, like you said, we got Pollard in the 4th.
Yeah, and we have Malik Davis, who I think was underworked.
Yep.
I think, like one of the other callers said earlier, at times when Zeke was dinged up, I think it was, kind of a discredit to not run Malik Davis more. So with Davis, with who we have already, and then I just think if we are going to draft, we should really highlight runners who are good pass defenders also, because obviously that's going to be a big part of losing Zeke, is losing that pass blocking ability.
No doubt.
I just think we should think about that, maybe research some running backs, because I know they listen to you. I know they listen to all you content creators. We should really start keying in on some runners that are good pass blockers too,
Yeah.
And then the last thing I'll say is one need that I feel we need to research more is that need for an A-gap or B-gap filler on the defense, because I saw that the Niners picked up Javon Hargrave from the Eagles.
Yeah.
So they're filling that need, and I'd like you guys to do a show just on something like that. Who could be a good A or B gap filler? Maybe come up with a group of names and let that resonate out there in Cowboy land,
No, most certainly. Appreciate you, Mike. I'm going to take a look into that. I thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thank you all. Have a great day, bro.
No doubt, man. That's Mike from 49ers land. You know what I'm saying? He lives over there in that area. All right, so I'm hearing that people having audio issues. Let me know if the audio is fixed now. And we're going to put the safe room in the back just in case. So let me know if the audio is straight now before we go on. And if it's the same person, mods, let me know. If it's just one of those people just want to throw us off our conversational line here, then we're going to block them. No issues over here. Okay, appreciate it. But if you are having any issues, just log out and log back on. Nothing wrong with that. Dalvin Thomason, he's already picked up from another team, so we waited too late for him. Wendy says the audio is great. Okay. Weebo says you're good. All right. And I turned mine down a little bit so I won't be chipping over here. All right. I got Chris Jones, man. You live, fam.
Yes, sir.
Nothing to it, man. You live, Chief. Talk to me. All right, we're going to do rapid fire, y'all. Get ready, man. When I call your name, spit your mind. I got Jamie from the 774.
How you doing, my brother?
Doing great, man.
Okay, man. I'll make this quick too, man. I'm just gonna piggyback on what y'all piggyback off what y'all been talking about. The whole Zeke thing, man. I think one of the things that's gonna hurt us the most, that really people don't really talk about Zeke is, one of the big things is his blitz pickup ability. He was a big key into that factor, and that's gonna hurt us a lot. And I know I'm not going to be a fan favorite, but after saying this, I'm just not totally convinced that Tony Pollard can be that full-time back, brother. I don't think he's built like that. He's, just taking them hits after hits after hits, 20, 30 carries a game. I just don't think he's that dude, man. And I'm nervous about that.
You know what? Before you go into your other point here, brilliant point.
Yes, sir.
Because that's like expecting, and I'm not saying that those guys are the same. Like, Tony Pollard is 6'1", 215 pounds. Debo is only about like 3 pounds more than him, right? You would not expect Debo to be a running back for 20 plays. You know what I'm saying? 20. You wouldn't expect Debo to run the ball 16 to 20 attempts. He can, but you wouldn't expect that. Right. So the expectation for Tony Pollard should be the exact same thing. You get him anywhere between 12 and 15 touches a game as far as running the ball, and you figure out ways to have another back big back to come in to be that other guy for you. That would be my point with that whole assessment out of Tony Pollard. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, and I'm exactly for that. That'd be perfect, you know. And we all know the kind of running style that Zeke was, and that's what took a lot out of him, because he was that bulldozer, and he'd get those tough yards. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I know it's all politics, but I just hope that we can replace Zeke, if we do, with another style running back that can get us those tough yards. And real quick, I know you were saying earlier about you wish you could have seen DeMarco Murray outside of the Jason Garrett era. There's one thing I wish I could have seen too, and I wish I would have seen Zeke play a couple years, 1 or 2 years with Romo. To be honest with you, I would like to see how far that have gotten, because I think Romo and Zeke would have had a really good couple of years together.
It would have been 2014. That's what they wanted. They wanted a more efficient DeMarco Murray, the person that remember. I was remembering reading the draft talking points of Ezekiel Elliott, and they were saying that he rarely fumbled the ball. DeMarco Murray, remember, they was upset that he fumbled the ball in 2014. We love the yards, we hated the fumbles, you know. So we were trying to add. We were trying to add the whole thing of my guy Tony Romo back to that 2014 model. It's just that Tony Romo didn't held up and he got his collarbone shattered again, or back or something, you know, whatever that last injury was. Yeah.
Facts. Hey, Law, listen, I just want to say my thoughts and prayers are with you and your family.
Appreciate it.
And the whole Cowboy Nation is with you, man. We love you, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. J-Man. Right. Much love to him, man. All right, man. We got from the 815, Brandon, you live.
What's up, man?
Nothing to it, Chief. Holla at me.
Yeah. Look, y'all doing a lot of
what you gonna say, Captain? Or what you trying to say, man? What you trying to say, bro?
Man, y'all doing a lot of that too. I wish we could do like a side by side, like the way y'all talk about Tony Pollard versus the way y'all talk about Dak. Like I clearly somebody has to say it, but I'm gonna let it go because I know. Wait
a minute. So Tony Pollard, I'm saying no, don't exhale. You know, this is not waiting to exhale. Tony Pollard, I said that I want him between 13 to 15 touches, right? That's exactly equivalent to what I'm touches, like running the ball. I want him to be he get more explosive.
I thought was catching and running, but
well, shoot, you got me with that. Well, running attempts, you can put the other 5 on line them up inside the slot. So that means let me retract with what I said. Tony Pollard 20 touches, touches, and 15 of those touches. Him running the ball, at least 5 of them, him lining up in the backfield, ready to catch a ball out of a real route or putting them inside the slot. Man, don't you know that is defensive coordinators' nightmares, right?
I agree with that, Law. All I'm saying is, come on, guys. Let's stop trying to disrespect Tony Pollard. Because Law love bringing this up. Well, what you going to do about the 12 touchdowns? Guess who also had 12 touchdowns? Tony Pollard. Look, I agree with you. Maybe between 15 to 17 carries, but I want I want him to at least catch the ball at least 5 times a game.
Okay.
I want that number to probably
see you on my page. You on my page. So what you gonna do with the other? Yeah. What you gonna do with the other 5 to 10 touches? You know what I'm saying? You gonna bring in a big Burley back, right? Or that's gonna be Malik Davis.
I say draft a running back. I know we want one of them top running back, but I think we should we should get like a 5th or 6th round running back, or maybe even undrafted. I'm to the point I don't even want us to draft a running back. Let's go pick somebody up or let Malik Davis and the other guy that we love that never perform in the regular season. He a training camp star. The other running back,
Rico
Dotto. Yeah. He a training camp star.
He was.
But I mean, split it between them or pick up somebody. To me, like Zeke is done. Zeke been done. And actually,
don't say
Zeke
that, man.
Zeke was almost about to get away with the same thing y'all allowed Jason Wynn to do. I'm gonna move on. Zeke, we love Zeke, but it's time. I agree with you on the Tony Pollard thing. I love what we did with getting the Stefan Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
I love that we signed Donovan Wilson. I hated that we didn't do it earlier, but we did it. We got it done. To me, let's go get another linebacker. And now my Michael Brockers thing, it was stupid at first, but it's like, who else? Like if not Michael Brockers or somebody of his caliber, just bring back our boy 96 and let's stop playing around. Because we eventually, like, good players are gonna run out of free agency unless you tell me we're gonna spend a first round pick on a D lineman, and I know you don't think they're gonna do that. So Michael Brockers probably don't sound as bad anymore. We signed LVE. I know. I'm rolling right now. We re-signed LVE. I'm not a great fan of LVE, but I do gotta admit he played really well last year. You was about to say something?
No. Go ahead. One more point, man. If I let you go.
Yeah, one more point. At the end of the day, our defense has been great. Law says the floor. He loves saying it's the floor. The floor, if you would do something with Dak, would have to be 12-5. Well, let me state this now. The floor is the offense should be at least the second-ranked offense in the NFL next year. Or I'm not gonna blame Mike McCarthy. I'm going to scream. It's time to cut Dak. How about some Cowboys? Let's go win this Super Bowl.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
I got to put my cigarette out, man. He make me smoke a cigarette every time. Look at my phone, y'all. All right, man. Here's my thoughts on what he said. I don't think that the Cowboys striving to be the number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 offense in the National Football League. Why? We just heard Mike McCarthy in his presser say he's not striving to be the best offense in the league. He want to be the best team. So they're going to play a lot of complimentary football. They're not going to get cute on 4th and 1 or 2nd and 2 of going empty. They're going to try to get that first down, live to fight another day type of thing. So it is what it is. All right, so let my guy Lokes in, man, and then it's Trey. Lokes, you're live, Chief. Talk to me, man, from the 972.
Buenos tardes, Law Nation. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man.
Condolences to your family, man. I hope everything's good. You deserve nothing but the best because of what you do for us, Cowboys Nation. Putting out content out here, but not just content, but you put out fire content, and that takes a lot of work from you, Law. So thank you, and I appreciate you. And also, I would like to say this is a day of remembrance for us, Cowboy Nation, because also, we're going to let go of Zeke, but it's also a day of opportunities onto the next. Because no matter what, Law, time will always keep moving forward. It's up for you to keep up with it, right?
Right.
And I say this to say, Zeke will always be remembered here, but I think it was past time to move on. And I do appreciate his work here, but those saying that Tony can be a bit bell cow, relax. There are many ways to skin a cat, especially setting up your pass and run game in this era of football, with everything being more up-tempo, and I think that will work more in favor of Tony's game and this new era of Mike McCarthy, correct?
True.
And I'll say this, Mike McCarthy has always had the idea of having 2 backs.
He did.
If I'm not mistaken. So I'm 85% guaranteed they're going to pick someone up in the draft, so don't get that twisted, and we'll probably get them in the later rounds, maybe the 2nd or 3rd, and get the value out of that pick because they're going to have a necessary tool without that first round money of a contract. And that saying running backs are going to be available in the 6th or 7th, I highly doubt it for this year, in my opinion, because there are going to be many teams going to try to balance theirs. And this is probably going to be the most balanced football I've seen in a long while from me seeing how everyone's building their team. And in my opinion, and what that means, Law, a lot of these games are going to be coming down to the wire. So it's really going to come out to who has the best overall balanced team. And I think Cowboys are doing an exceptional job right now and just, building, correct? And I think getting what's his name, that cornerback that came, Gilmore, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me. Say that again.
Stefan Gilmore, Cowboys getting Stefan Gilmore is a huge steal for us.
It is.
So I feel like Cowboys are gonna be just fine. And I don't know if you heard, Law, Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets because he just confirmed on the Pat McAfee show. So you tell me who out there has the best NFC quarterback right now in this time?
Got to be us, man. Yeah.
And I would like to say Dak is in the top 3 category in that. So if you have that going forward, I mean, hey, you got everything going forward. Let's see what we can do. Let's go Cowboys, man.
Let's go, man.
Yeah. Right, peace out.
No doubt, man. It Lokes, man. Good call from. All right.
The conference has been locked.
Let's go, y'all. Let's get this thing going the best way possible. All right. I got JV. Then I got, Trey was next. My bad. Then I got JV. So, Trey, you're live, lady.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
First and foremost, my condolences. I didn't even know. I've been off. I've been getting banned from everywhere. So,
oh, wow.
Please forgive me. So, I didn't even know. And first and foremost, Brandon, if you off season, you still hung on Dak, baby, sit down. Stop talking about Dak. We talking about Zeke and Pollard and the D-line. We're not talking about Dak Prescott. Please leave that man's name alone. Good grief, Brandon. Shoot. But anyway, now, what I'm trying to get at is, why is everybody saying that Zeke is going to be gone or he already gone and all of this and that and the third? What people got to realize, if Zeke was out of there, it'll be breaking news all over everywhere. They cannot miss nothing going on with the Cowboys. You know this.
Right.
First and foremost, Zeke ain't going nowhere.
He's not going.
One, he ain't going nowhere. Zeke got the number 1 jersey sale still to this day. You think Jerry finna let that go? No, sir. They will reconstruct, go around it, go up under it, rewrite it. They're going to do all that to keep Zeke. Zeke ain't going nowhere. So y'all can stop talking about Zeke and Pollard. They're not going nowhere. Well, we know Pollard ain't because they done tagged him. But Zeke ain't going nowhere, okay? So let that go. Leave it alone.
Okay, he's staying. Yeah.
My problem is, like the guy just said, we hung up about Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what everybody be looking at. Look at the news. Aaron Rodgers still has not. They ain't have no one decided anything yet. Yeah, he's saying he'll go, but they haven't talked about that money yet. So until they talk about that money, Aaron Rodgers ain't going anywhere. I mean, we know that that's what's going to happen, but they got to come to terms with all this money because now they also added the guy from the Green Bay Packers to come down there where he going to the Jets. So they fixing it up for him. So y'all can stop worried about that. Oh, it's going to be the Green Bay Packers going to be at the Jets. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. So we can move on past that. But I just want everybody to stop it because this year we got a new OC. Kellen Moore is gone. He did not use Zeke, Pollard, CD, or Gallup the way he was supposed to. So y'all can leave that O-line alone. We're going to get somebody else to help CD and Gallup. But y'all can leave that O-line alone. And the D-line, so far, we done got Gilmore. Y'all, who going to stop them Cowboys this year? Who? Our D-line's going to be so explosive to the point you got Diggs on one side, Gilmore on the other side, J-Ron Curtis, Parsons, and D-Lo. Baby, who? This year, we say it every year, but this year, y'all might well get ready. Dak finna show everyone who he is, what he was supposed to been doing. They're going to let him run, use those legs. Kellen Moore didn't do none of that. Watch how these Cowboys finna play this year. Y'all better beware. How about them Cowboys, baby? Because it's going down. We finna do exactly what the Eagles did. Only thing different, we gonna win the Super Bowl. We're not gonna just get there and just be done. We gonna win it all. Watch what I tell y'all. When you see it, you gonna say, "Man, Trey said that." I'm trying to tell y'all. Now, Brandon, leave that alone. Please, baby. Get help.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Trey. In the words of my guy, Uncle Charles. You know what I mean?
Sacrifice, don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
Yes, indeed, man. All right, I got JV. You're live, and then we got Lee Cowboys. Come on, talk to me, man.
Law Nation, what's going on, bro?
Yes, indeed. Everything is good, man. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, I gotta agree with the Trey. Brandon needs to go on here and leave that alone. It's getting to a stalker and harassment type of deal. Yeah. As far as Zeke go, I am kind of concerned about them releasing him. You know, as some of the callers talked about earlier. I really like his blitz pickup. I mean, when Tony Pollard first came in the league, his pass blocking was atrocious.
Yeah.
He had to go into it. He had to learn from Zeke, as a matter of fact. And as well, I think we're going to miss those goal line runs.
Yeah, goal lines. Yeah. Goal lines, those short yardage, man. They call them dirty yards, you know. Those dirty yards.
Those dirty yards. We're gonna miss that because Pollard tried a few times with those dirty yards on the goal line and never made it, and Zeke had to come and clean it up. Now, it also amazes me how we as a nation will sit here and say how awful Kellen Moore was. We as a nation will sit up here and see Dalton Schultz cannot block, but then we'll blame Zeke for having a 4-year after already stating how everybody on the Cowboys offense is underutilized by Kellen Moore. And we see through the videos and the game, or watching the games, how most of the calls running out of shotgun were behind Dalton Schultz's side for Zeke. But, hey, I mean,
here's the only thing is, though, JV, here's the only thing. Like I said earlier, I'm going to repeat this once again. Well, again, I'm going to repeat it again. They got rid of the offensive coordinator. They got rid of the offensive line coach, too. And they got Mike Solari in there, and they got a new running back coach. So anything and everything that we seen last year is going to be different. It's going to be different.
Okay.
So
I know
maybe.
With that, but wouldn't that also, wouldn't you at least have some kind of optimism that things are going to be different with Zeke, and you'll see a vast improvement as well as the scheme that they're using in?
I think that's the argument now that Zeke people or Zeke himself is saying, hey, coach, hey, organization, give me one more scoop at this. Give me one more swing at this. Let me play. Let me play one more year, and I can prove to you I am who I am. And that will be his last little straw right there of hope of staying on this team. Outside of that, they're wavering. I'm quite sure they're going back and forth. They compiling. There's somebody like me in the room. There's someone like Boss Cowboy sitting in one table, and there's probably somebody like Sky sitting on the other end, or someone like Okoye, right? And they all going back and forth on reasons to keep Zeke, reason to get rid of Zeke. And the person, whoever planned on keeping him, they trying to make sure that when his number is called, he can still present things for the organization. Now, also, the person that's saying get rid of him, man, they just got to make sure that they
have a lot
replenish.
To stand on because of his contract.
Because contract, the money.
Yeah, but as far as production goes, I mean, his production is unlimited. And in my eyes, And that's my own opinion. But I know with this new staff that we have in, we will see a vast improvement.
Yeah. That I will agree with you on with the whole conversation on Ezekiel Elliott. The only thing is there's no football in front of us right now, only the money. Now, my thing is this, JV. Think about this, though. What are we planning on doing with the money if we do decide to get rid of Ezekiel Elliott?
That is a very, really, really good question. That's a question I would like to leave up to Will McClay.
Yeah,
because I do trust this judge when it comes out here to finding talent. But the only thing, like I said when I first came on, that I'm concerned about is replacing that blitz pickup and getting those dirty yards. Yep. And I don't think any rookies will come in and fill Jack me.
Yeah, true that, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Have a great day.
You as well, man. That's JV. So, great points. All I can say is, y'all, you got to do something with the money. What, you going to get Bobby Wagner? You put it like this. Name me the person that they want to go get. And I can also tell you that you got enough money to go get said person, unless you're looking to get 3 people. We have enough money right now, as of March the 15th, to go out there and go get a Jerry Jeudy if we want to get Jerry Jeudy, right? We can trade to get him. If we want to go get D-Hop, we got enough money to go get him. We got enough money right now to sign a Bobby Wagner. We got enough money to go out there and get anybody that y'all want right now. We do. So cutting Zeke doesn't make it less or more. Unless you're trying to get multiple people. And who would be that person? Right now, Aaron says he want to go get D-Hop. We have enough money to offer a second-round draft pick to the Arizona Cardinals and pay. And when you bring D-Hop in, you for dog sure not going to pay him at that $17 to $18 million salary anyhow. He said that he's willing to take a pay cut. You bring him in, you give up your second-round draft pick, and then you renegotiate his contract. You have enough money. So name me another person. Austin Eckler. We have enough money to get Austin Eckler right now. All right. Put it like this. They said that we are paying $26 million for the running back room. Right? For the running back room. Ladies and gentlemen, we paying $26 million for DeMarcus Lawrence. One player, and that's not even the entire defensive line. So for right now, the value of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard equates DeMarcus Lawrence. And I told you guys last season who was more valuable to the team, DeMarcus Lawrence or Ezekiel Elliott. Who's been more productive in the last 3 years, DeMarcus Lawrence or Ezekiel Elliott? Y'all let me know. I got my guy, Mike Sanders. Man, you live from the 757.
What it do, Law? What it do, man?
Nothing much, man. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, man. Man, I'm just like, I just be listening to sometimes these fans, man. I just need to know, are we so much a Cowboy fans that we cannot critique this man Dak and Zeke right now? Out this mug.
You can critique him,
are we that? I want to hear some of these fans of Vinny Testaverde was our quarterback, because I know Vinny Testaverde was the best quarterback walking the face of this earth, just because he had a Dallas Star on the side of his goddamn helmet out this mug.
Tony Banks,
I'm sorry
baby.
to say so.
Ryan Leaf, Drew Henson, baby. We go on, man. Stoner. We had a guy named Stoner on the team. I believe he was Stone.
You know he was the best. You know he was goated out this mug. I mean, I question GOAT when he put that Dallas Star on his head, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I was a Dallas fan. I said Dallas fan, Dak fan. But, bruh, him and Zeke combined in that playoff game was zero production, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Against the 49ers. It was zero production from both of them. And that, if you owning a company, if you're the owner of a company, and you sit down and the two people that you pay the most, and both of them were willing to hold out on you. You feel what I'm saying? Both of them were willing to hold out on you because they felt as though I need X amount of money or I can't stay here, bro. And you bit the bullet. You know what I'm saying? This is business we're talking about. I know that I love Zeke. I love Dak for what they did for us. But this is business we're talking about. If you bit that bullet and you paid them fools $75 million in 1 year, and you didn't get any return from that $75 million, you're going to think, damn, I think I just spent a little bit too much money, and I let them talk me into that. So if Zeke gets cut, because it hasn't been, it's not a done deal, he's paid. I love Zeke, bro. Whoever picks him up has just picked up the best blocking running back in the NFL.
Look, let me ask you this though. I feel you from your assessment, but just like we said earlier, everything you contextualize with Ezekiel Elliott and as well as Dak Prescott. Are you saying that the Cowboys also provided the best driver for those vehicles?
I'm not going to say the best driver, but I'm not going to say he was the worst driver because for 2 years straight, we were the #1 offense in the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
We were.
He was a hell of a good driver.
He was a hell of a good driver.
He was like Jeff Gordon. Out there.
Yeah. So somehow when your star quarterback goes down, where were we ranked then? Under that,
we weren't ranked high.
We wasn't ranked high. So go ahead.
But here's my pushback on that.
Mm-hmm.
We seen Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy dial it back some when Cooper Rush was in there, and that's why we went 4 out of 5. And the only team that we couldn't beat was the Eagles. But when we played we played both of the Super Bowl teams, and we played ass whippings on both of them.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
That defense was compared to the 85 Bears during that time frame, right? I think even D-Law scored a touchdown in that LA game, right? Did he pick six or did he scoop fumble, scored or what have you? But keep going.
But D-Law, I asked for D-Law. I feel like D-Law is worth every penny because you can't pay enough for a person to set your edge every single time on a run.
Right.
I have yet to see a defensive end play the run like D-Law plays the run. That he plays the run it's like he's almost in the goddamn offensive huddle. It's like he just knows it's coming his way and he get them legs every time. He just scoop them right from under the running back, right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But my beef with Ezekiel Elliott and Dak is like, Zeke, we kept you too long, okay? And we let you talk a good game, and we let you go to Cabo because as soon as we paid you, you look like a different running back. And so it didn't even take one game. It was like he came back and it was like, God damn, he look a little slow, man. I don't know what's going on. He put on so much weight. We don't know what's going on.
Are you talking about the 2019 year? You talking about 2019 or your 2019 year, right?
Yeah, 2019 year. And when he tried to fix himself, which was the past 2 years, he came back. We like, damn, that boy Zeke, he looked good at training camp. He looked good, but it was too late because his body already took the toll. We ran him so much. We do that to every running back we get. It don't matter what running back we get. We run them into the ground, and then we let them go. So this is no different than any other running back. And I love Zeke to death because he protects the heck out of your quarterback.
Right.
Well, I'm telling you, I told my friend this the other day. I said, man, when Zeke hits a linebacker, it's like the whole room shakes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like he is the linebacker in my eyes. Zeke is the linebacker because he delivers like the dude that's coming to hit the quarterback is actually the one that has the ball. And I love Zeke for that. So I would love for him to stay around. But I need Zeke. He's going to have to come off some money.
Well, let me say this. Let me just say this though, one more time though. In 2019, he averaged 4.5 yards per tote. He was the 4th leading rusher in the National Football League, and there were only 3 other running backs ahead of him and total touchdowns that year, and only 3 other running backs ahead of him as it relates to those yards. So far as for what you got out of 2019 out of Ezekiel Elliott, would you consider that was his floor, or that was his peak, or what do you think?
That was his peak.
That was his peak? Okay.
That was it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we used them up. I really do. And when we used them up, we used them really good, because my man was like leading the league in yards for three years straight. And one thing that's never left Zeke, and I'll give him props for this, and I know he be taking some shots, because every time Zeke take a shot, he get up and he shake his head like, ugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody just hit him on top of the head or something. He always shaking his head like he just took a crazy collision. Like he got to bring himself back to life. He never lost his tenacity. He never lost his football character. But we took the toll off of him, man. And
all right. So with that being said, Mike, that is not Zeke's problem, though, right? Is that problem falls on the front office? They the one gave him his second contract. All he could do is play with what's called. So in contract negotiation, you should always have your way out, right? Regardless of it, you should always have a way out. And the Cowboys never had a way out with Ezekiel Elliott contract outside of giving him the $90 million guaranteed, right? Expecting he's going to continue to do what he did previously with a less, hear me out, and I know it's going to sound like bevies of excuses, but with a less, that's just what it is. With a less experienced offensive coordinator, with a whole change-up of offensive line, and you was expecting to get the same results from Ezekiel Elliott with less pieces. I just don't think that would have happened. And on top of that, when you look at it, you added in Tony Pollard to be that split back to help Ezekiel Elliott out, but you had no escape clauses. Are they doing the same thing for Tony Pollard right now?
With Tony Pollard,
you don't know.
He's not. Yeah, we don't know. But I swear, I do not hope they want him to be like the bell cow. Like, I don't think Tony Pollard is that. But I know that Tony Pollard will, no matter what team he goes to, if he were to ever leave Dallas, he will always be good in a 2-man system, because that burst that he provides is just. It's almost unseen, like out this mud. Like, you know, like he'll take it up the sideline on you. I think defenders truly think that he's slower than what he presents out there, because they take bad angles at him every single time, because he goes right past them. I just know Pollard's going to need some help out there. I don't think Pollard could carry the load by himself. I know he had that one explosive game. I think he had like 3-4 touchdowns by himself, but that's an anomaly game to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see him doing that all season. Or if he is able to do it all season, you better cut ties with Ezekiel Elliott and go a different direction, because that's damn near MVP Derrick Henry performances out this mud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that was a hell of a game for him.
It was a hell of a game for him. But what I'm saying here is the Cowboys, if you want to replenish or you want to replace Ezekiel Elliott, just make sure you replenish. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Zeke wasn't out there on the field when Dak Prescott got his thumb broken, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So there are some things that you see what I'm saying? So there are things there are things there are things that's going to happen from a blocking perspective if you don't have that person that can block. Now, to be fair, we're going to have a different blocking scheme. So this new scheme, Mike Solari and all of those boys and the new running back coach, they may figure out ways to utilize and use the offensive linemen to do their job, because we were ranked bottom half in pass blocking, ratio, what have you. We may have we were ranked dead last in pass block run rate. We was one of the worst teams.
Whoa.
And then, So here's two things. Either your quarterback was good enough to mask that, or, you know what I'm saying, it's just that your quarterback calls that. But 9 times out of 10, no. If your offensive line can't pass block good, then it's 9 times out of 10 it's on your offensive line and scheme. But that's a whole nother story.
I'm gonna kind of retract some of the heat that I gave Dak there.
Well,
I'm retract some of the heat, some of it.
Well, some of the things with Dak Prescott, it is on him, right? Because empty 2nd and 2. Me and you, we don't play in the National Football League, but we could have got them 2 yards, man. You know, you know what I'm saying? And we could have got those 2 yards right in our own end zone. But I get all of that. But at the end of the day, we as people of thinkers, right, got to also understand that leaving a gun and a knife on the dinner table with a toddler ain't a good thing too. So. Yes, indeed. So my thing is, man, this team is about to be different regardless. I think that the contracts that the Cowboys generated for Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott without escape clauses for them kind of shot themselves in the foot, because now they have to marry those people all the way up to the end or do the hard cut. Because if there was no trade clause in the contract, let's say if you could trade those boys, then we could have put them out there on the free market and maybe another team would bite for them. But unfortunately,
somebody would have definitely bid for that. I know that for sure. Somebody would have bid for that.
Yep.
I don't know so much about Zeke, but I don't know how anxious Jerry Jones is to get rid of Dak either. Like, you know, I know that he paid him a lot, but quarterback is such an important position. Like, you genuinely have to, before you let go of your quarterback, you have to kind of be sold on somebody else. And I can't see a lot of quarterbacks that you would be sold on right now. That was my issue when we had Romo too. Everybody wanted to get rid of Romo so quick. I was like, well, who's out there? Like, everybody that's decent is on another team already. You got a whole bunch of backups. You got Fitzpatrick.
Right.
He's out there. I mean, he's a nomad. That fool go all around the NFL out this motherfucker.
No. Andy Dalton, I've seen him get $11-12 million. I'm saying he's actually stealing money. Yeah. But I appreciate you, Mike, man. I thank you so much. Yeah, Andy Dalton, he's stealing, man. Thief. Stop. Thief. Appreciate you, man.
All right, love. Be easy, man.
No doubt, man. Yeah, it's a good call from Mike, man. But it is what it is. Yeah. Andy Dalton still getting jobs, man. Come on, man. That joker stealing, man. I'm for real. A journeyman for real.
Thief! Stop! Thief! Come back, thief!
Lee Cowboy, man, from the 469. What's on your heart?
What's up? How you feeling?
Man, feeling well,
so
man.
First of all, it should be Emmett. Then it should be DeMarco Murray. Then it should be number 33, Dorsett. Then it should be Ezekiel. No offense, but Ezekiel wasn't on DeMarco's level. I'm sorry. I don't care what people say. He just wasn't. Ezekiel, coming out the gate, first 3 games he was struggling running. So his vision wasn't as good. DeMarco Murray, he's the type of running back who will run you over, turn opposite field direction, run it up the field. That's what I loved about DeMarco. He was an amazing running back. But Dallas didn't want to pay him, and that's their fault, which is exactly why Dallas went ahead and signed Zeke, because of what they did with DeMarco Murray.
How old are you, man? When were you born, fam?
37.
Yeah, you 37. Okay, so you didn't get a chance to see all of Tony Dorsett. You know, TD. You didn't get a chance to see all of him. You know, is that correct?
Highlights is good enough, man.
Good enough. And you would put, now granted, 1,800 yards, that 2014 Offensive Player of the Year, DeMarco Murray, I can see all of that, but ain't no way I'm putting him above TD. Ain't no way, fam. Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. But that's your list, though. That's your list.
No. I'm talking about as far as Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, not the league. Not the league.
No. I'm talking about Tony Dorsett. You know what I'm saying? You said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm
putting him in front of Zeke for sure. And he has championships. I mean, don't get me wrong, DeMarco don't, but the talent was there where he's like, yeah, he's that dude. You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying.
All right. Well, what you got, man? What you got for this episode, man? What you got for it, man?
Okay, so my thing is, I do want Dallas to draft a running back. I don't trust
Dallas's head coach with Malik Davis. I don't. He's too talented. I feel like what happened to Malik during the season was foul. There were plenty of opportunities where Dallas could give him the ball. Didn't. Perfect example is Indianapolis game. You know, after he catches that pass and then almost takes it to the house. Then he puts, I think it was Zeke at the goal line to run it in. I was like, bruh, are you serious?
Well, that could have been a reflection. That could have been a reflection of Kellen Moore, though. You know what I'm saying? And Kellen Moore, if you install it, you call it, right? I think that Mike McCarthy, and Mike McCarthy problem was he wasn't willing to put the fire out, because I think that he heard and knew that the Cowboys front office were leaning toward Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore regime, right? He was the odd man out. Remember, I said, man, you'll find out everything you need to know about Mike McCarthy this past last season, because of the fact that they were already flirting with Sean Payton ideal or elevating Dan Quinn or Kellen Moore. Remember in 2021, when we was on that stretch right before we got to the Denver Broncos game, a third of the people were saying, why we don't even need Mike McCarthy. We got Kellen Moore. They were calling him Killing Moore. You know what I'm saying? He's killing everything over there. And as soon as he got exposed in that Broncos game on not being able to defeat the quarters defense, people were like, man, we got the blueprint out for him. And the team haven't been since the same. And one can argue a little bit of that last season. We still struggled against quarters defense, and you know, and I know, we watch and we play football, Lee. I know you play football.
Yeah.
You run it on it. You're supposed to run it, but we didn't have a scheme to run the ball on quarters, and that's all what the Niners play. They rush forward, they drop everybody, and we back-to-back years struggled to beat them, or we lost to them because we couldn't run the doggone ball.
Yeah. Then it should have been ran. They shouldn't have changed the game plan.
Yeah.
Malik Davis could catch out the backfield. He could, do a simple drag route, something like that. I mean, he's just as valuable as Pollard was that year, but that's my opinion.
And let me ask you this, though. Who's the fastest guy on this team last season?
Ooh.
On offense.
Who was the fastest? I don't know. Pollard?
He wears number 9, right?
Oh, okay. You're talking about Turpin. Yeah.
Did Kellen Moore know how to utilize him?
Well, he got one pass at the end of the season, and
and he got rocked, baby.
Yo,
rock. He got rocked.
I was like, why would you do that?
So if he didn't know how to use Tony Pollard, I'm for dog sure that he didn't know how to use Malik Davis. He didn't come up with a game plan to know how to utilize both running backs at the same time. There were things that this young kid was still learning. That's why I believe in the hearts of hearts. That's why Austin Eckler was like, shoot, hey, y'all, get me up out of here, man. I request for a trade. I want to get up out of here. I read the script. I don't want to be this. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it would seem more favorable for him because he's injury prone, but that's just my opinion.
Well, we'll find out, Lee. Lee, we'll find out, man. Hey, any other point before I let you go?
And I'm a believer in Hyatt too, so.
Okay.
Hey.
How much do you believe in him? Do you believe him at the 26, or do he look better at the 56 or the 58 pick, whatever second round pick we got? Number.
He needs to go early second, maybe, depending on if a team is experimenting, maybe the late rounds. A successful team like maybe a Kansas City Chiefs. That would be very interesting. They get him, oh my God.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hey, they already talking about Adam Thielen, and as well, I think Adam Thielen is going to also entertain the Carolina Panthers too. So they continue to look around, Lee. Carolina.
I'll just go to Kansas City. Why not? I mean, Carolina is, man, you may be working with a rookie in Carolina. So,
man, money talk, man. I appreciate you, bro. And not everybody want that ring and them Super Bowls, man. They want to pay them bills. Mama got bills, man, and they trying to pay them. You know how it goes. Appreciate you, Lee Cowboys.
Got to buy Mama a new house.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
No doubt, man. I know the ultimate goal is to win the Super Bowl. But some of these players, shoot, give me that bag, man. Law, would you take $90 million, you know what I'm saying, to be playing for the Minnesota Vikings, Law? Or would you take $1 million to play for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl? Give me the $90 million. I figure, you know, that's how it is, man. Shoot, ask Dion. Dion talking about, yeah, man, I think I could take JSU and change the culture and change the way we see things. And then Colorado called him and said, hey, we got $4 to $5 million for you over here. And Jackson State barely paying the man $500,000. He said 4 to 5. I'll come if you take my son. You know? Yeah, all right, money talk, man. All the other stuff, man. D.I. Love was blind to it. Like, nah, dog. He going where the money at, bro. Yes, indeed. Take the $90 million and some snow. Yes, indeed, man. Hey, man, Prime is people that say, man, Prime ain't about that money. Shoot. All right, I got 2 callers, man. 717, you live.
Yo.
Yo, what's good?
Can you hear me, Law?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's your name?
J Business. You be seeing me in the I be in the chat. You be seeing my name.
J Business, all business over here, Jay. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Remember the other day you was asking what shows to watch, and I was like BMF and Power.
BMF, yeah. All right.
Power, yeah.
Power. I watched the Power thing.
Another one. Make sure you watch Godfather of Harlem. That's a good one too.
Of Harlem, all right, and that's on Stars. Is it on Stars?
I think it's on 8. Stars or HBO. It's
Okay.
about Bumpy Johnson.
Okay. I got HBO. I got Stars, man. I don't have Showtime.
Yeah.
I think Sadiq was telling me some show on Showtime. I don't got that plug. But if anybody want to hook a brother up with that plug, you know what I'm saying? You know, hook a brother. You know what I'm talking about. You know.
Hey, Law, I ain't trying to tell on nobody, but you know, you get one of them fire sticks, you can watch a whole bunch of stuff. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Yeah, man. I had Smooth to come by to hook me up with that, but then he was like, "Hey, man, they're gonna hit you up for like $34.99 a month." I was like, "You give me the first month for free?" He said, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, I use it. You know, it was pretty good and everything." But then when that money started, I said, man, hold on, man. I might as well. I ain't watching too many shows like that. You know what I'm saying? I let that one go, man. I can do a lot of things. You know, you little kids in private school, man.
Yes, sir. I know. I feel what you're saying, but you know, on to the Dallas thing, man.
Talk to me.
You know, I'm very happy about Dallas doing that thing with Stefan Gilmore. I think that was big. And I'm glad they shut a lot of people's mouths, because there was a lot of people on here crying about, oh my God, Dallas ain't never gonna do nothing. It's gonna be the same thing as last year. And I listen to your show every day. It'd have been about 1 million people to say that. So tell them to quiet down now. We did something. We appreciated it.
Yeah.
All right. And the next thing, I really don't think we should get no running back in no first round. It's so many the loaded running back class.
It
you
is.
can get a running back in the around like the 3rd round. There's still gonna be some good people here. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody keeps talking about Bijan. No, Bijan. We don't need him right now. That's not a big need right now. We need somebody for that line, that O line. We need to get solidified on that O line. I think, right? And we also and we need to hopefully that we get D-Hop. We get D-Hop, and then we can get that O line in order. Then we can figure out the rest from there, in my opinion.
D-Hop will bring attitude and experiences to the table. D-Hop will be a guy that we could all lean on far as a quarterback friendly type of thing. He ain't gonna let no DB cross his face. And I ain't throwing any shade at my guy Gallup, but they ain't even finna happen, you know.
That's what I'm saying. You know, he's saying he's willing to work a deal with us, so why hopefully that Jerry Jones and them is just talking to him right now. That's what I hope is going on.
The only thing is with the Cowboys, it just got to be the Joneses and Stephen Jones ideal. When it's not their idea, they kind of slow to it. Just like putting the curtains up at the stadium. If Jerry Jones would have said, you know what, I should put curtains up there and put a Cowboy star between every little fold, you know what I'm saying? And that would be a good idea. Right. But by it being someone else that mentioned that to him, Jerry's that stubborn dude where like, nah, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, fact.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm also from where Michael Parsons is from. We're from the same city.
Okay.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Him and LaShawn McCoy's like our only two. I ain't gonna say only two. We had like another one or two people to come out of here that was pretty good. In football. But yeah, I'm also from there. And two more things real quick. The Dalton Schultz, I feel like Dalton Schultz is stuck right now. Ain't nobody give no offers up for him. So he's probably going to have to come back to Dallas for that pay cut. I mean, what else you going to do, baby?
Hey, he did say that what it looked like because Chargers looking at it like, man, we already been trying to make some moves, man. You know, but if he do come to the Chargers, that probably be a good look for him. But if not, if he stays in Cowboys land, he's going to have to humble. You know how old folks say come in with your hat in your hand and say, all right, you know, I come with my hat in my hand and I'm willing to take this $2 to $3 million deal.
Yeah, sir. That's what it's going to have to be, man. That's what it looks like it's boiling down to.
Yep.
And the last thing, I think we should let the Bobby Wagner thing go, man. We already decent in the linebacker core, especially now that Leighton Vander Esch got signed to a 2-year deal. They didn't do that for no reason. You feel what I'm saying? I would rather spend the money on somebody like a defensive tackle or something. You feel what I'm saying? One of these guys out of free agent. Don't got to be nobody crazy, but like you said, you put a fatty in there, you know, block up that running, and then you're gonna see LVE be better than he was last year.
Well, it done dried up a little bit for the defensive tackle market. All of the good ones gone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Unless we gonna go out there and pick up a Benito Jones or somebody, and they better not do that, man. I think the Cowboys gonna have to trade to get that defensive tackle to bring him in, or wait for the draft, or wait after the draft.
Right. So them is the two things we need in the offense and the defense on the line. And then, you know, pretty much figure out this wide receiver issue. I think that's where we at with it right now. And then we'll figure out the running back down the line because it's so loaded. So,
no doubt, man.
That's pretty much what I had to say. And condolences to your family also, Law.
Appreciate that, Jay. Thank you, man, for your love and support, man. Salute, bro.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Good call from yes, I got a super chat. It says, Paul, if the Cowboys released Ezekiel Elliott, who's trending on Twitter right now, what are they doing with the money? Yes. Well, I see somebody put Chris Wormley out there. He's pretty good, right? Defensive tackle guy. I heard that Calais Campbell's on the streets, but that's a long tooth, right? You can still bring him in and have the same thought tracks of what I just said about bringing in D-Hop as well as my guy, the other, damn, his name is the tip of my tongue now. Look, I'm getting old over here. Charge it to my head, not my heart, ladies and gentlemen. But you can do that just like we did with these guys that we bring to the table. And my thing is with Gilmore, you got older guys here that can help you out. My thing is, Cowboy Nation, if you bring in that, don't dismiss going into the draft doing your due diligence. You still draft the guy. You still draft the DB. Yeah, we got Gilmore, but you still draft the DB. Also, hear me out. You can go get Jonathan Hankins too. I think that will be one of the things that the Cowboys must do right now. But let's go. Appreciate you, Paul. What we gonna do with the money is still the unknown, right? And let's go with the kicker, Chris Jones. Oh, this is another guy. For the 210 you in.
Thank you, Lo.
What's good with you, man?
My perspective is based on being realistic about the team and the players. Throughout history, it's a recipe. Like, you hear people saying, we shouldn't draft a running back, but they criticize Dak. Dak's best performances was up under the guys of Zeke. You know, he was up under Zeke wing when Zeke was running for, 25, 30 yards per play. That's when you seen the best out of Dak. Dak is not a field general. Dak is more of a system quarterback. You put Dak in the light of somebody like Aaron Rodgers. That's not Dak. That's never been Dak. Dak is a system quarterback that can achieve if you put him in the right system. You can't complain when you know that Kellen Moore could not orchestrate or put that type of system together.
Let me ask you this, though, before you go into the details. Good points, though, by the way, of your assessment of Dak Prescott. Anywhere between 24 to 27 attempts is where I want him. And on top of that, I think that the Cowboys can clearly win the Super Bowl if you go into the mindset of less is more, run the ball, control the clock, play smart football, right? Did you know, the year that Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl, Guess how many touchdowns he threw that year?
You got me there. You got me.
Just take a big guess.
13, 14.
Oh, well, he threw 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He was right at 3,000, close to 3,780 yards or what have you, right around that tier, right? Those numbers not lighting up the board right there. They were 10-6, but they had 4 Pro Bowlers or 5 Pro Bowlers on the defense, I believe, and only 2 Pro Bowlers on the offense. That defense, they had two good corners. Charles Woodson was the safety. Of course, Nick Collins, he made Pro Bowl. Tremaine Williams, he was the other defensive back that made the Pro Bowl. And, of course, Clay Matthews had 13 sacks that season. So it was more of that defense. And then, of course, they had B.J., Raji, and Cullen Jenkins that was in the inside. Big boys inside. So what I'm looking at –
Not to cut you off. I want people to think about Kellen Moore. People don't realize that Kellen Moore knew that he was Jerry Jones' golden boy.
There you go.
Kellen Moore was trying to preview his skills. He was not trying to use his assets. Kellen Moore was trying to show more of what he can do. He was advertising and basically what do you call it? He was interviewing to be promoted. That's all Kellen Moore was doing.
You're on the money. You're on the money, Chris.
That's why people don't understand the Cowboys failed. They put him in the position to try to show his ability as a coach that promoted throwing. It had nothing to do with, I know that I have premier running backs. I know I have a good enough offensive line to run the ball. That's not what Kellen Moore was about. Kellen Moore was about, I know I'm the golden boy. Look at me. This is what I can do. I'm going to outshine the other coaches, even if it was at the cost of the team.
There we go.
And they lost because of that.
And they did just that because let me put this one thing like this, Chris. When you have an identity in a system that's fit your identity or scheme, it's going to look the same week to week. We never looked the same week to week. We didn't. Every other week it was a different team.
Well, I think Jerry Jones is partially to blame because you get too personal with your coaches and you're blind to what they're doing to the team. I mean, people blame Mike McCarthy, but Mike McCarthy wasn't your boy. You didn't bring him in and give him full disclosure or open up the team to his idealism or his potential. It was basically like, okay, we got the defense, we got the offensive coordinator, what can you bring to the table? But in that situation, you're handcuffed. You're handcuffed until they see that Kellen Moore was not the answer. The coaching staff was flawed. Now you fall back on Mike McCarthy because you really can't go get a coach better than Mike McCarthy. I don't care who you bring in. The system that the Joneses implement and the structure that the Cowboys have cripples the ability of some of these coaches and some of these players.
Man,
if you don't fit into the scheme, and if you don't uplift the scheme that they have, then it's all about pointing fingers. We've been doing this for 30 years, Law. I'm 49 years old. I know about the Cowboys when Jerry Jones didn't have full control. They would win the Super Bowl.
You're right, man.
But since Jerry Jones took control, it's about two things. Him getting the exposure for his other businesses and him making money off the Cowboys. Those are the first two things that Jerry Jones got in mind. Exposure for his other businesses and making money. The second thing is full control and dictatorship of what goes on with the Cowboys, and it's hurting.
Yeah, no, right before we get off, it just made it official. The breaking news, the Cowboys are releasing 3-time Pro Bowler Ezekiel Elliott, as of now, from Jordan Schultz.
I think that's a good thing, Law. A lot of people may not agree, but you can get a running back for less that'll bring more to the table. Zeke did what Zeke did, and it's time to move on. It's just that simple.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for calling in. Let's go, Chris. Let's get this thing going best way possible in the draft then. Let's go. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, this is a marathon type of show. He was the last caller, man. I thank all of y'all for calling in, though.
Goodbye.
And it was a good show altogether. So, yeah, it happened the way I thought it would happen right before I leave up out of here.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man. Damn.
Yo.
Damn. Whoa.
It's official. Ezekiel Elijah Elliott is out of here. He's released according to my guy Schultz, and his name is Jordan Schultz, by the way. He's a phenomenal insider for the NFL directly. For what we can see here, breaking news, Cowboys are releasing 3-time Pro Bowler running back Ezekiel Elliott. Sources tells the Score. This will be designated as a post-June 1st cut. I am told Zeke wants to continue to play football. He will now be able to sign anywhere he wants. He is 27 years of age, So that is a situation that we will circle back and find out about Ezekiel Elliott team that he will be on. Some people can lean that he may go to the Bucks, Carolina Panthers, match him up with another running back there, or he just may be on the market for a while. And teams may say, you know what, we will see about Ezekiel Elliott after the draft. That could be a situation and scenario. The longer he's on the market, his price tag will do this. It will go down. It will go down. It will go down. And some expecting that he may sign with the Eagles, dare I say. So anywhere that he go, he will be one of those guys that we all have to sit back and look at. I want you guys to do this, though. Take the high road. Don't talk bad about the dude, even though you disagree with the way he played and his style. But for the graces that he did for this team, think about it. The doggone Washington team, the Washington team wouldn't be the Washington team that they are now as it relates to their front if it wasn't for Zeke. Remember, they started drafting all of those Bama boys because of Ezekiel Elliott, right? So those are things you got to contextualize that too, by the way. So when we look at all of this, shout out to Ezekiel Elliott for what he did with the Cowboys or done for the Cowboys. It is what it is. May he find a good place. Shout out to you. It says Coach Marv doubts Pollard, but he talks like Tolbert is going to have 1,000 yards this season. Wow. I feel you on that, Sanjay. So he doubts Pollard, right? but he talks like Tolbert can have 1,000 yards. I feel you on that. I got no rebuttal to that. But what I can say is we've seen crazier things happen. I just want this team to win. Individually, those guys, if they get their numbers, they get their stats, they get their accolades or what have you, that's coming like cherry on the top of the ice cream there. My guy Choctaw says Zeke about to get his ring finally. This is from Choctaw, Montana. I feel you, man. Well, it's official. Cowboys getting the ring this year, man. Come on, Choctaw. But I feel you, though, man. I feel you, man. Respect to 21. Respect to him, man. Man, because 21 was something for us, man. We love what he was able to do, man. And y'all gonna get rid of him, man. That hurt my heart. It gonna hurt my heart, man. We gonna be crying because he's no longer here. I can't play my drop no more, man. Come on, man.
21. Can you do something for me? Can you talk to the ops next for me?
21. Talk one more time for me, Zeke.
21. Can you do something for me?
21.
Can you hit a little rich flex for me? Then 21.
Can you do something for me? All right, man. All right, I know this is a marathon, but who gonna wear 21 next season, man? Ooh, that number, man. I declare that I don't want to see another running back ever in Cowboys history wear 21. You know, not Jose Randall. I didn't like when he wore 21. And low-key, I didn't like Ezekiel Elliott when he select 21. You know what I'm saying? But 21 kind of built on me a little bit over the years. But come on, 21 belongs to the defense. The offense should never wear 21 again. I don't want to see another offensive player wearing 21. That goes to the defense. Yes, indeed, man. Julius Jones, I didn't like him when he wore 21. You know, I don't like 21 on the running backs, man. Somebody agree with me? Thank you. You know, all right, man. Boy, oh boy. All right, we had some good time today, man. I thank all of y'all, man, for tuning in. I don't even give the number to prime time, you know what I'm saying, 21. Yeah, but he did ward pretty well, you know. I still can't stay at prime. You know, Prime is the dude that I in Atlanta, I couldn't stand him in the 49ers. And then when he came over to the Cowboys, I said, I deal with him. And then he left and he played for all of the other teams. Prime done played for the Washington team. He done played for the Ravens. He done played for every team. But shout out to him, though. Joey Porter Jr., number 21, baby. So with the 26th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Joey Porter Jr. and give him number 21.
21. Can you do something for me? God. Can you talk to the ops next for me? Okay. 21.
All right, y'all. Hey, what are we going to do now with the money? We got the money. I don't want to hear a word from the Jones family talking about a pie, a slice of a pie, a piece of the pie, the crust of a pie. Is it cherry pie, apple pie, peach cobbler? I don't want to hear nothing about the pie. You ain't got no alibi. You better do something with that money, Cowboy Nation. And I'm saying that you better do something quick, fast, in a hurry with that money. I want to see some stuff being moved around here. I don't want to hear about D-Pie at all. And I want to see what the Cowboys going to do. Look, if y'all agreeing with me right now, put in the chat LAW. I agree. I'm agreeing with Law. You know, because at this point we've been talking about the pie. Slices of a pie. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Come on, y'all. Yeah, look, Richard agrees with me. Come on, man. LAW, I see y'all. So yes. So I told my boys last night on the final word. I need to see more. I'm greedy. I need to see more. I literally need to see more. I want to see more. I'm not satisfied with just Gilmore right now. I'm not satisfied with reading up just Dono and signing Leighton Vander Esch. No. We need to get out there, roll them sleeves up, sign these boys. Hey, on top of that, hear me out. We can have more and more money, more and more resources if you take Tony Pollard off the franchise tag. You seen what you needed to see out of him. Sign him to a 2 to 3 year deal. You got enough pie. Don't put him on a 1 year rental because you will be back at this same spot. And make sure that when you start negotiating this contract with Tony Pollard, there's no escape. There's no escape for, hey man, we're going to put the no trade clause. Bull sugar. Keep that no trade clause off the contract. You can have more and more money and get things going. And what you waiting on Terrence Steele for? If you're talking about we like our guys, WLOJ, then go ahead and re-up Terrence Steele and go ahead and sign Tony Pollard. Just don't give him $90 million guarantee. No shade at you, Tony Pollard. Let's go. 2 year deal, $16 million, you know what I mean? Yeah, for TP. Let's go. Draft you a running back or parlay around it in the free agency after the draft. Rolio says, let someone else determine the Steele value. No, I would not allow someone else to determine the value that I done generated, that I done developed. Give him an offer, and if he refused to take, then you should have been trading. That's how this game's supposed to be. The Cowboys, if they knew how to finagle that thing, baby, they could have had Terrence Steele on the trading blocks last season. And say, hey, this is what I'm going to give you, and if you don't like it, then what team you want to go to? We'll work with you. That's how you avoid the overpay. But there are teams with unbelievable cap space that if you allow them to control what you're going to pay, shoot, you're going to lose every time. That's all I'm saying. But I feel with what you're saying. Echo says, man, if we can get Fowler and Wagner, this defense have the potential, the number one potential. Now we just need a wide receiver in the first round. D-Hop will be nice. OBJ overrated AF. I feel you, Echoes. Jangly Echoes. I feel you. Shout out to you. Thank you for your support. That cry right now. Oh my goodness, man. I feel you, man. What do you think about Derrick Henry to the Cowboys? Roll Tide, huh? All right, so Derrick Henry to the Cowboys. What the Titans want? What do the Titans want? What do the Titans want? Zeke versus Pittsburgh. He may go there. Clearing space for Odell. I like Odell, but if you didn't want to pay Zeke that and you willing to pay $20 million for Odell, that come on, man. Hey, I feel y'all though. Odell could be that explosive dude. I like Odell. But 20 million, I'm going to bring up the pie. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me do a poll right quick. If they are clear enough space to sign someone, and you don't have to give up draft capital to pay Odell Beckham. So that could be the whole case and scenario. But I want to know from y'all perspective. Oh, Henry was released? Ain't no way. Terrell Bigelow, Henry was released. Are you asking a question? Let me see. Ain't no way. D-Hop trending. Let me see the trending. He would be trending. Let me look at all these trending topics here. Yeah, now that's trending. Ain't no in the world they'd be released at the same time. All right. Yeah. Dang. All right. It's a sad day. All right. So D-Hop, why he trending? They ain't to the right team there. I don't see nothing. Yeah. I'm looking for I don't see nothing about D-Hop to the right team. Eli Apple trending, y'all. Let me see what he trending for. He going to the Is Eli going to the Eagles? I heard y'all need a DB over there. All right, man. All right, I done killed all of y'all time enough, man. All right, I'm going to get back to over here. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I really do. The breaking news so far was news that we kind of already was aware of. If y'all can do me a huge favor, let my girl know, Trey, know that, hey, they did get rid of Ezekiel Elliott as a designated June 1 cut, what have you. So let's put our prayers and thoughts together to all of the diehard Cowboy fans and the diehard Ezekiel Elliott fans as well. I appreciate y'all so much. Jane Slater said, oh, hell no. Yeah, I always like to hear what Jane say. Hold on, y'all bear with me, man. She always have great points before I rock up out of here. Let me go to Jane Slater's Instagram account. If you ever need quick stuff for what she say out there in the streets, man, normally she posts it on her IG if you can't sit back and watch the NFL networks or what have you. She didn't post any visible video so far. So I may be wrong on that. So okay. Here she go. That was 1 day ago. So, she didn't say anything. Yeah, y'all follow her, man. Shout out to Jane Slater, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I thank everybody for being part of the nation. I thank you guys for your love and adulations and prayers and concerns with me and the fam. I love y'all to the moon and back. Let's continue to grind, to shine. Ezekiel Elliott is gone. And as he's gone, like I said, the offense will look totally different. A new offensive line, a new running back coach, a new offensive coordinator, and a new gang of running backs. Tony Pollard is now your veteran running back for the mighty Cowboys. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, write these things down. How bad do you want it? You send the opportunity is there. And what Ezekiel Elliott got to do is clean out and clear out his locker room. It's over with. And hand the keys to Tony, the playmaker, Pollard. And they're going to have to put the past behind them. This is a new era. This is a new beginning. This will be a different team than what they were last year. Now, Coach Marv brought up a great point. Both of them together, 1,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, 500 receiving. All of that now is at the foot or the feet of Tony Pollard. And can he and Malik Davis do it? Time will tell it all. This is business, nothing personal. I see you, Fred says. Every journey begins with one step. And every running back got to stand on their own. Old folks say every tub must sit on his own bottom. But we'll find out now, baby. Write these things down right now. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you all hold everything tawny and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of your mind for it, if you would simply go after the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty Tony Pollard, guess what? You will get it. He's the new running back now. RB1, Tony season. R.I.P. to my dog Ezekiel Elijah Elliott. I can no longer say the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. But blessed is he that comes in the name of Ezekiel Elliott. Man, no more Zeke, baby. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Let's go. Roll those credits.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
That's where the gut.
Come on, man.
Damn. I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah.
Hey.
I've been really in the field.
Message, the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, we did have a running back from Florida. Let's go. Hey. Oh. Shout out to you, Robinson. Hot Spot Casino, Mr. Jackson. Sanjay, Choctaw, Montana, Echoes, Stelio.
I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe, got blues inside.
Hey.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change, take some losses when
I don't think Derrick Henry is released though. Somebody catfished me a little bit, but let's run it up. Shame on them for catfishing me though. Let me hit that shame button one more time.
You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel.
Lately I just wanna run it up. Come on.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately I just wanna run it up.
What? We got some more breaking news, baby.
answer. I talked stuff. I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
What?
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna clap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Clap the hat.
Let's go, Birds fly, Eagles fly. Still Super Bowl champions.
Hey, let me know if that get old, baby. Hey, let me know if that get old, man, and I'll stop doing it. But if not, man, if it's not getting old, let's slow it down. Hey, oh, let go. Eagle fan, help a brother out. Do y'all still call him Big Play Slay? Yeah, come on. It never get old. Come on, Zeke. One more time for you, for your boy, man. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. R.I.P. to my guy Zeke, man. Yeah. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your sing it, y'all. I'll follow. Boom. Wherever you go, whatever you do. Come on. And another one. And another one. Come on. Fighting you was the one I lost. 7 wonders all in one. All in one. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's dangerous. Message. Dak Prescott is the last man standing from the Cowboys 2016 draft. I follow. Come on. Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too. If a paper crane can fly, then Bradley doesn't feel that far. So far. I don't know if I got it, but I can check. So special request. I'm gonna see if I got it, man. Oh, I do got it. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on. I'm gonna see if I can move it around for y'all. Fly on. Right about, is it right here? Y'all bear with me. Y'all see it? In honor of Zeke. Yeah, he was moving, man. He was moving, y'all. He was moving. All right, man. That's my guy Zeke, man. Hey, we no longer have to see this anymore, man. We no longer have to see this. Or should I keep the fire up there? The fire was looking dope, right? The fire was looking dope. Put the fire back up there. You know. Zeke! Zeke, can you hear me, Zeke? Zeke! Pick up the phone, Zeke! Scary Terry said, is he cut or is it just a rumor? Well, when I go here and I go here, Scary Terry, it appears that is breaking news, Scary Terry. You know, it's breaking news, man. It's breaking news, fam. It's everywhere. Yeah. But we gonna get on up out of here, man. One love, Zeke. We'll see you on the next time.
Be your biggest fan.
Until next time.
And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet.
I got to delete all my old Zeke stuff now to free up some space on my hard drive. It's a damn shame what they did to that dog. I'm going to have to get that drop next. I think my guys, man, Vach and Scott, they got that other drop. City boy, city boy. I'm going to have to go get that one too. Drop season, baby.
Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet.
Hey, Kareem Hunt, we got enough money for him now. If you're hurt about the situation, just understand, man. I feel you, man. I'm gonna cry when I get in the car. Chess versus checkers. You right. I am awake. Good sport too, man. I am awake. Let me pick on him a little bit here and there. He's a good guy. Shout out to Mama Zeke, though. She been holding us down for a long time. And Stacey Elliott. Mama Zeke, I don't even know her first name. I just know her as Mama Zeke. What's her name? Y'all put her name down in there before she change it. I hope she don't block us now.
So the cocaine's happening.
Be your
When does
biggest
that
fan.
crack come
And
into play?
when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's
Oh,
something
no,
inside of you
Stacey
that says,
Elliott. That's the dad's
follow
name.
that. Because you don't know.
The daddy name is Stacey. I don't know the mama name, but we just gonna call her Mama Elliott. You know, that's what we're gonna do. All right, man, I'm gonna get on out of here for real this time.
Get your damn act together. Don't like your attitude.
Hey,
Get
Jerry,
your damn act
hey,
together.
Jerry, leave me
Don't
alone,
like your
Jerry.
attitude.
Wait a minute, Jerry. Hold on, leave us alone, Jerry. All right, y'all.